Who left this dent on the table? I would like to know this. It's been here a while.
I'm going to say Chris.
And who was the last person sitting in this point? Chris,
Well,
right?
technically it was me.
We'll blame it on Chris.
I don't know.
Must have been Chris.
Yeah. Hello and welcome back to Trash Taste. I'm your host for today, Garnt, and once again with me are the boys.
That's me.
This is technically our first Trash Taste recording of 2021, even though...
Oh, you just dated it.
I know, right? I know.
The meta is ruined.
The immersion, Garnt.
The
immersion is ruined.
People can tell. Like, I like how people are able to tell the timeline of when Trash Taste recordings happen now based on Joey's hair.
Because it's like 1 week I was like, oh, he has a lot of hair.
Yeah.
And then the next week is like, oh, he has no hair.
It's your hair and my beard. Because like 1 week I just decided I'm going to grow a beard. And then...
we are the sundial of Trash Taste, aren't we?
yeah, basically.
It's like I'm calculating the shading of Garnt's face, and I can definitely guess it's sometime around January.
I like the beard on you, Garnt. I think it suits
Yeah, I
you.
think it looks good.
I think I did it literally after a Trash Taste recording. When I went back after that recording where we talked about beards, and I'm like, Sydney, should I grow a beard? And Sydney's like, just do it. Why not? And yeah, I kind of like it now. It's grown on me.
Gives you a more rugged
Pun
feel.
intended. I'm already getting the dad
Shave
jokes
it
out.
off.
I'm already
Shave it
getting
off
the
right
dad
now.
jokes out.
Shave it off right now. Jesus.
But yeah, we've just come back from our Christmas holidays, which is, I think this was one of the first Christmas holidays that actually felt like a Christmas holiday for me, right? Because normally Christmas holidays are like the busiest time of the year for me because I'm trying to get like my end of year video out. And then I don't know what switched in my mind to make me realize, what if I just don't do that and give myself some time off, and then I put the video out sometime next month.
Garnt discovers the word no for the first time. It's like,
Taking a break.
Yeah.
I can say that now.
Wait a minute. What you mean? The expectations were just all in my head, and no one really cares if I just delay the video for like a few weeks?
Never trust anyone, not even yourself.
You mean I was my own worst enemy?
I feel I'm just recovering from being sick, so if I'm a little quiet,
He doesn't have
that's
COVID.
why.
Don't worry, guys.
Yeah, I'm negative,
Yeah.
boys. I'm also negative in life.
Yeah.
I'm
Just in
always
general.
negative.
You just described yourself, right?
I'm a negative person.
I'm just negative.
What happened? Like you had like a sore throat or something?
Yeah, I had like a really bad sore throat, and then it just kind of went. And now I'm in like the last days of it, where I still sound sick, but I feel totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
But just,
You were sipping that Manuka honey up there, though.
Yeah.
You're absolutely good.
dude, Manuka honey is OP as fuck.
Yeah,
It
no,
is.
Have you had
It
it?
is.
It
Yeah,
just
I've had
costs an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's like I remember I saw the other day. It was like a jar this big of Manuka
like
honey,
40
maybe
bucks,
like
right?
that. It was like $60.
it. What is Manuka honey?
It's
From a
this
plant, right?
no, it's a type of honey made from a certain, I think, species of bee that's only found in New Zealand.
I know it's
Yeah.
New Zealand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a kiwi bee basically, and it's like halfway between. I remember because I saw like a whole Business Insider video on this.
Yeah.
It's like because they did like
I
the
thought they
series.
like pollinated something like really specific, like this.
It's
this is
probably-
the honey that is spunked on this.
I'm sure
one
it's something
plant.
like the bee, takes the pollen from like a specific plant and only
Yeah.
makes honey out of that
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, it's I know it's like a Kiwi thing, and the reason is because like just the whole process of it is really long
Yeah.
and arduous, and also it's like halfway between like royal jelly and honey. I think
Yeah.
that's how it kind of works. I don't know. I don't remember.
I always recommend it. It's really hard to recommend because people are like, "You're paying how much for a jar of honey?"
Can I not just buy honey?
No,
Just normal honey?
it doesn't do the
Peasant
same.
honey?
It doesn't do the same thing.
Normal peasant honeybee honey?
Peasant bee vomit.
when you pour honey, it pours. The
Yeah.
like Manuka honey stuff doesn't pour.
It's like molasses.
It
dude.
literally
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like a block, and like
Yeah.
I normally like if I scream a bunch or I'm doing a lot of voice acting,
Yeah.
I'll normally just take like a little teaspoon, not
Yeah.
fill it up, just like a little bit. I'll just eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
don't
that'll
know.
help a lot.
Yeah, I don't know why, because there are a lot of like products that are very expensive, and I'd say that they're not that much different from like the base product, like Manuka honey versus normal honey. But Manuka honey, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it is a placebo, but
It could be placebo.
It
I
could
don't
be
know.
a placebo,
You're
but
wasting
like
my money.
every time I've taken some, it's like my sore throat just immediately goes away.
Yeah. I mean, it's that whole thing of like, are you wearing a product or are you wearing a brand? kind of thing, right? When it comes to like clothes, for example.
Yo, are these bees like minted by Louis Vuitton? Like, what's going on here?
If you look really close on the side of the body, it says LV. They're like branded with LV. Oh shit!
The bees coming in with like the drip jacket. Like, hello.
They come up to the flower like, hello, I'm here to pollinate you.
Correction, Manuka honey is not from like a specific bee, it's from the Manuka flower.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a
okay.
flower.
Yeah,
It's
there
a
we go.
plant,
Yeah,
right?
so it's a specific plant they pollinate.
You confused me
Okay.
there. I said plant initially.
Sorry,
and then Joey came in like a wrecking ball, being like bees, and I'm like, hold up. I was like, hold up, I'm pretty sure it's a plant.
Okay, it's the plants wearing the
Yeah,
fucking drip jackets.
Yeah.
Then
It should have been more aggressive. I know, Joey, it's a plant.
I disagree.
half this podcast is that doesn't sound right, but my Manuka honey knowledge isn't enough to dispute you on that.
Yeah. People have Google.
Yeah, because I've tried like a bunch of things. Like I've tried like that really expensive pink Himalayan salt.
Oh yeah,
that is
yeah.
like the most of the cost goes into like mining this fucking salt
Yeah.
because it's like one of the rarest salts, or one of the hardest salts to mine.
What do you mean? They sell it at my supermarket.
Huh?
They sell it at my supermarket.
Do they actually?
Yeah, I've got some. It's like I don't know if it's probably not real.
Oh,
It was like $2.
It's definitely not sea salt with pink dye on it.
Yeah, it's probably sea salt and pink dye. Like, it says Himalayan salt on it. Got it for like 150 yen.
Yeah. That ain't right.
What do you mean, God? What are you on about?
I actually tried the second most expensive. I think it's the second most, but it's one of the most expensive coffee beans in the world.
Yeah.
Right. Which is how they harvest this coffee bean. Is I believe it's like this.
Is it the
pooped
cat
cat.
poo one?
The cat poop.
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
The
yeah.
cat poop
We've
one.
seen the bucket list, Garnt. All right, we've seen the movie. We know.
Wait, what?
That's why it became like really popular, because in the bucket list, there was like this whole big joke in the movie was the fact that he didn't know this expensive coffee this rich guy was buying was from pooped out cats.
Which film was this?
The bucket list. With Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay, I haven't seen that.
I don't
film.
know why I know that movie. I've never seen it.
I've never
I just
seen
know
that
it's.
film.
I just know it's that like
That's a very
movie.
good-
I thought you were just
This
talking
is-
about a bucket list
No,
that
no.
a default
It's
bucket
not
list
the
that
bucket
everyone
list.
has.
It's the
This
bucket
is why
list.
this is why that coffee became so well known.
Oh, I didn't know that.
there?
Yeah, because in this, no, well, it was obviously it was a thing before. That,
Right,
obviously,
right.
Yeah.
It was a massive part of the movie. It was a big joke that this guy was like, I have to have this coffee, and he didn't know this whole time that he was eating like
Cat
cat
poo.
that was pooping it out.
Yeah. It's
And then-
not actually cats. It's
No.
it's a kind of like
It's like a mountain.
animal.
Right,
It's like a mountain.
Like a big joke in the movie is
Yeah.
that he's eating the poop beans, and he's like, and then he
And
like.
hilarity ensues.
That's why it became so well known. That's why everyone knows it. God.
I'm more surprised of the fact that they talk about that in the bucket list is the fact that you've seen the bucket list.
What do you mean? It's an amazing film.
I don't know. You're
I've
the
never
only
seen it.
one I know who's seen it.
Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman, and you're going to sit and tell me you don't want to watch it?
It was one of those movies that I saw like in my I'm fucking dating myself here. I saw it in my local Blockbuster back in the day.
Oh my god, Joey!
Like I would say it was one of those ones that was always on that like highlighted shelf of like
Yeah.
these are the talked about
It's a
movies
great
right
movie.
now. It was always smack bang in the middle. It was like fucking Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman doing like that kind of face.
It's a good movie.
And it just says the bucket list.
So
And I'm like,
how did
that looks boring?
Why have you not watched the bucket list?
I don't know. It's just never interested me.
It's good.
I didn't even know about it until now.
It's very good.
So how did they react to it in the movie?
He was like shocked, obviously, and distraught that he'd been eating the beans.
Did he enjoy the coffee? Was it like good coffee?
No, so he didn't. He was obsessed with this coffee, but he didn't
Okay.
know where it was from.
Right.
And because Jack Nicholson in the movie plays a very wealthy man who has all the money in the world, and Morgan Freeman is in the same hospital room as him and has no money.
Yeah.
It's this whole joke, and Morgan Freeman's like, "Oh, by the way, I found out about those beans that you like so much. The cats poop them out." And then it's like, haha, rich man eats poop. That was it.
Was that the tagline for the movie?
Yeah.
The bucket list. Rich man eats poop.
It's very good. It's a very good movie. I'm not selling you on it, but it's really good. It's really good.
I don't know,
Watch it.
man. Rich man needs poop. That's selling me on it.
Connor sells a movie. So
Uh-oh,
this rich guy
stinky.
eats shit.
Uh-oh,
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I tried it and it was just
because Sydney gave it to me, and Sydney was like making this massive like ceremony about how it's the biggest fucking deal on earth.
I've had it before as well, and
I was
it was
like,
like
yeah,
it's
it's
a good
coffee.
cup of coffee.
it's a good cup of coffee.
but it is like to die for. No.
I'll be honest, I couldn't tell. the
Would I put it
difference
on?
between
Would I
an
put it on my
espresso.
bucket list? Probably not.
I don't know how much Sydney like grinded when she made our cups of coffee, because when she made our cups of coffee, it was like I had like a triple espresso or something. Me and Sydney were just like sitting in our chairs being like, honey, I know it's Christmas, but I think I need to like go out and go for a run. Like I just had so much energy that I couldn't even think straight.
Oh my
It's the
god.
poop, man.
It's the poop. It's the poop. It's the poop. What is it about poop? Because I was actually researching this, right?
Well, we
And
should not talk about poop. And then, of course, Scott somehow brought it up.
It's trash day.
it's trash taste, of course.
You were researching poop, okay?
Yeah,
Weird-
I was
weird topic.
because after that I was researching the coffee, right? And
Right.
that used to be the most expensive coffee in the world, I assume because of the bucket list, but now there's a more expensive coffee, which is based on elephant poop, and it comes from Thailand. And I'm just like, what is it? What is up with?
What's stopping me from ingesting coffee beans, pooping them out, and then just putting the highest price tag on it and labeling it?
The Sea Dog VA Espresso.
The Sea Dog VA
I have-
Expressway.
I've actually seen a Japanese YouTuber do that.
No.
Have they actually? No way.
Yeah, they did it.
No way.
It was absolutely disgusting.
No.
I'm not going to describe the video, obviously. But just,
No.
you know, you get a sense of the idea.
Why? Did he sell it?
No, he didn't sell it. He got his
That's
friend
weak.
to drink it.
Beta
He
mindset.
got his friend to drink it. Yo, you're drinking my shit.
You're drinking
right
my
now.
shit.
Yo, trash
guess
taste,
that's
trash
safe.
taste special.
I don't know how that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Japanese YouTube plays very different.
That reminds me of the story I saw about the reality TV star that started selling their farts.
Oh,
Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
And then she got a heart attack because of
and
it,
then
right?
she farted so much that it gave her like gastritis or like stomach problems that she thought she had a heart attack and had to go in A&E. And so
What an amazing story.
yeah, and so like and so after that she's just like, you know what? I should stop selling farts. So what does she do? She starts selling farts as NFTs.
Are you serious?
I am deadly serious.
This is like a month-old news by the time you're watching this.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
was very fucking dumb. It was so stupid.
I'm seeing this and I'm just like, you know what? Can we go back to Black Mirror? Can we please go back to Black Mirror? That is the future that I want. You know,
It's like all these game companies as well being like, NFTs, we like them. And it's like, yeah, because you can make money from them.
Yeah.
Because you can rip us off.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just sometimes you just sigh at the future. Sometimes
Wait,
you laugh.
hold on. Back up. How do you... She's selling her farts as an NFT?
I don't know how that works. I don't. You know, maybe
She's selling a picture of her farting into a jar as an NFT?
maybe she farts on the keyboard. And then, like, you know, there's some like,
And then the
like,
fart
see it-
infused letter E
yeah, and then
becomes
like,
an NFT.
you know how like in the movies, right, when someone's typed in their code on the PC, you know, you blow the dust shit on it.
And you see the fingerprint?
Yeah, basically what happens is that she just farts on the keyboard, and whenever the fart is like traced on the board, she types out the
The world's
numbers.
shittiest Ouija board.
Yeah,
Maybe she has. Maybe she has a fart scanner where it digitizes her farts into bits, and that gets converted to an NFT, which can be put on the
Here's my
blockchain.
fart binary.
God, I hate the internet
Yeah.
so much. Right
I
now.
mean, they recently, like Japan just made a screen that you could taste.
Oh, yeah, the
apparently.
lickable screen.
Yeah, the lickable
it's all
screen.
concepts then,
So it's all
right, yeah.
concept. Maylin's like salivating
I
when
don't
she like
want to
saw
lick a
that.
screen. I never want to lick a screen. It's like half the good foods because of the textures. You know?
Yeah, what I want to know is
Yeah.
like this screen. Like the screens are like dirty enough as it is, and you're telling me that there's gonna be people constantly licking the screen. Are you gonna have to like clean it every time you have like a single?
Have
like,
we not learned anything from this pandemic? that is literally the worst idea in the world. Why did you have to announce it now?
No, I bet JoJo fans would be happy.
It's like, oh my god, it's like Gujarati, right? Finally, I can live out my dream of leaking sweat. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I just can't get over the fucking fart NFT.
It's pretty bad.
I just want to know how it works now.
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought we had.
Can you
peaked-
Google this, Ashley, for us?
Can you Google fart NFT?
Yeah.
How this works, please?
I thought humanity had hit its low when Belle Delphine was selling her bathwater, but
yeah.
who knew that was just the beginning?
No.
That was she was trying to warn us of the future.
I think a lot of people sell their bathwater now, right? That's like a
that was
thing
but
now.
the genesis of the apocalypse. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people sell bathwater now. I'm sure a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I'm
I sell
sure.
it. No one buys it. I sell it
I'll be honest. I don't browse OnlyFans so much, so
so much.
I mean, I don't.
implying you proud as OnlyFans at all.
Yeah, I don't browse OnlyFans, so I don't know
So that's it.
what
Do you have
kind
like a
of.
secret OnlyFans account that we don't know? It just comes out.
Yeah, I don't know what people are saying on OnlyFans. I don't know if I want to know what people are saying on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
If this is the kind of shit that gets leaked
You know,
out to the
I thought
mainstream
that
media.
when I saw the bathwater thing, I already thought that was ridiculous. But like even before that, like there was those places that were selling like, you ever see those like places that were selling like cans filled with like air?
Yeah.
Like this is a can filled with Hawaiian air, and I'm
Yeah.
like, really? How did you get that air? Did you just go to Hawaii and go like that, or
Yeah, just open the jar.
yeah, just open
Just
the jar,
ship
right?
them back, I guess, UPS.
Well, I guess how is that different from spring water, right? You have like
Right.
I-
But spring water makes more sense.
I can understand
Almost.
why someone might make an argument. I don't give a fuck. I'll drink out of the
I-
tap.
I don't give a fuck, yeah.
I'll put my mouth over the whole tap.
Yeah.
You know,
Get the full essence.
I want the lime scale and all. But yeah, you know, I guess some people are picky. They don't want it. But normally the whole bottled water is just like tap water with. They just
With
add like a bunch of fucking
elements,
minerals.
right?
Yeah, they just add shit. It's
Yeah, I mean,
nonsense.
Do you mean minerals?
I mean minerals.
Elements.
Elements.
I mean,
Element
technically
zero.
not incorrect.
Yeah.
2 shots of lead.
I mean, it's like beauty products, right? Where
Yeah.
beauty products, like they market the story to you as like, oh, we got this product from like the mountains of the Himalayas, where
Yeah.
like only like the freshest tree grows or something like that. But it's
Yeah.
just someone in a fucking lab that made it,
Yeah.
and they stuck a label on it. You know, it's
Pretty much.
it's no different. So you know, I haven't done enough my research on where bottled water actually comes from.
Right.
Do you care?
No.
I don't care.
No.
That was the very knowest of no's.
No, I'm like, meh. I will
You
say,
couldn't have dismissed that argument any faster. Do you care?
no.
I just want to know, did you actually care?
No.
Before we go down this argument and start talking about this?
I don't care. I'd like,
It's just Vance. It's
Okay,
just
here-
Vance.
I saw like those documentaries where it's like Nestle,
Yeah.
where they just go into like towns of America and just take all their drinking water and then just sell it as bottled water because they add like, I don't know, like
A label to it.
they add like a 0 milligram of chlorine or something, and then they're like, now it's treated water. It's no longer tap water.
Yeah. Well, wasn't like a massive controversy in England, at least, was the fact that
Dasani,
Dasani. So Dasani is still in America, if I remember correctly. Dasani is still in America. But the reason Dasani is not sold in England anymore is because there was this massive controversy where Dasani marketed it as, you know, fresh spring water, but it got found out that they were just selling bottled tap water.
But the tap was coming from a spring or something anyway.
Yeah.
But the obviously the people in the UK are very, I don't know how to explain it. Stuff like that really pisses British people off.
Right.
The fact that like you would try and sell us something that is just so basic is something
I'm
so much
just
more.
wondering if it's spring water, but it's connected to a tap, and that spring water is coming out of a tap. Is it spring water or is it tap water?
It's a spring tap water.
Fuck's sake,
It's
Joe.
just tapped spring water. It's whatever you want.
We've entered the water meta right now.
I'm going to bring you a step deeper in the water meta.
Okay.
Okay. So onsen culture in Japan,
Yeah.
right? Are you going to tell me that every single onsen water
Yeah.
is like is every single onsen we go to just, you know, fresh from the earth,
No.
or is it just like where does that water come from?
It's from the ground, but it's through a tap.
Yeah, it's true
Okay.
tap.
So
Yeah.
is it?
So
What are you- what- okay, why are you
is
bringing this up? Why are you bringing this up?
So
What
is
does
it
this got
hot
to do?
springs, or is it just
just tap water.
Are you just taking a bath in tap water like everyone
No,
else?
John, no.
Because tap water has to come from somewhere, right? A spring, perhaps?
I think tap water implies that it's like the grid, the national system.
Right.
Yeah.
Not the fucking thing you're taking
No,
an
because-
onsen bath in, guys.
Because I see some onsens have like the water get delivered to them by trucks, right?
Yeah.
Not tap water, but
Yeah.
they get it delivered by trucks. And I think, well, is it like I don't know.
The onsen is, well, from what I understand, is like it's the stuff in the water, like
Yeah.
the minerals
Yeah.
from like the whatever they dig out the fucking.
So
ground.
there's a clear difference between an onsen and a sento, which is a bathhouse.
Yeah.
Right. A sento is just hot water. There's no minerals in it. It doesn't have like any of like that, you know, natural stuff that makes it healthier.
Yeah,
quote unquote.
yeah.
And then an onsen is the stuff that is like mineralized, like from the fucking ground, like
Yeah.
onsen water.
Yeah.
Right, but I think most people just assume that like, oh, bathhouse equals onsen, which it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's two different things.
Yeah. Because like I do notice depending on the onsen we go to, like the water is like very different depending on where you go.
Oh yeah, there's like 30 different types or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably more than
So
that,
many.
honestly, yeah.
Because it's all just different makeups, right?
Yeah.
Like the acid one, I went with Chris into an acid onsen, and then obviously
And the one we went to last week.
we went
which
to
was
one last
very
week.
lovely.
Oh,
We
we
can
just
ski
ski
talk
trip.
about
Ski
that.
trip.
We can talk about that. That's a good segue.
Amazing segue, Joey.
to
Thank
talk,
you.
to talk about the fact that we just went on holiday
Yeah.
on a ski trip, which we've revealed is not going to be a special.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we do like to hang out with each other and not always have
God
the pressure
forbid we hang out outside of content.
outside of, even though Joey made a
Even though I made a
vlog,
vlog about it.
which may or may not be out by now.
It'll
but
probably be out by now.
yeah, but we went to where did we go again? Nisekoi?
Niseko. Not
Nisekoi.
Nisekoi. That's a manga.
That's a manga. I completely just Nisekoi. Niseko. That's it. That's it.
Niseko.
Yeah,
In
in
Hokkaido.
Hokkaido. It's like one of the most famous ski resorts in Japan. Probably like top 2.
Is it the most famous?
Well, Hakuba and Niseko, the 2 famous ones.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The 2 big boys.
There's Zao in Yamagata.
That's not that famous though.
Yeah, Zao is famous in Japan.
I've also been there, and it is like very,
it-
very old.
yeah, it's not as great.
Every
in my
ski
opinion.
lift was like a plank. It just like took you
Yeah,
up.
I mean,
Hand cranked.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that this is my first proper ski trip because unlike before, I only went for a day and then I was like out of commission for like every other day. So I had like
Yeah.
1 day of snowboarding. This time I had basically like 4 days of snowboarding.
Yeah.
2 like full hard days and 2 like kind of like softer take it easy days, but
Yeah.
still 4 days of snowboarding. And yeah, it was a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah.
But my God, did my body hurt the day after. Holy fucking shit.
Did your mum ask you how the white person sport was? Is that what she asked you last time or something?
Yeah, she asked me last time.
Like, how are the white people?
How are the white people there? I will say, it was so weird going to that ski resort and just going to that town and just seeing more people speaking English than
Oh,
they
yeah.
were Japanese.
I think
Yeah,
I heard
right.
less Japanese. Like I heard more Chinese and English than I did
Japanese.
Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's only going to increase once the borders open up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like every single staff member, not just in the hotel we stayed at, but just in town for some
Yeah.
reason,
Spoke English,
that
yeah.
spoke
It's kinda
English.
crazy.
And you know there are a lot of Aussies there. A lot of Aussies there.
yeah.
And you know, if they weren't speaking English, then they were basically speaking, you know, Mandarin or Cantonese, you know. And then you had the very few people who were just speaking Japanese. The Japanese people were literally in the minority,
Yeah.
from what I could see. And the country's closed off. So how bad is it going to be when the country
dude.
actually opens up and tourism comes back in?
Because I remember when I worked in Hakuba, which is the other famous one in Niigata. That is like, it's like almost 99%.
I don't know what you mean. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Nagano. Yeah, sorry. It's like 99% Australians. Like it's
plague.
actually scary. Like I remember some days being there, like going around to like restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
And I would step outside after the restaurant, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm in Japan." Because when you're inside the restaurant, everyone's
It's true.
Australian.
Yeah.
So it feels like I'm back home in Australia.
Feels
Like-
like every country has their national pests.
Yeah.
Australia has the cane toads.
Yeah.
Japan has Australians.
Japan has Australians.
Localized at the ski resorts.
Just going in, you're like, oh yeah, sick cunts, yeah.
That's how you know when you're at home.
Oh my god.
No, because yeah, it was super surreal for me being in a place which was, you know, very clearly Japan, but you know, all the signs were in English, the menus were in English, and all the staff members spoke English as well.
It was weird, man. It was weird.
Like I tried my best to speak Japanese to like anyone I met, you know, whenever I went to a cashier or something, and anytime I did, they would just always reply back in perfect English.
That's funny because when I was booking the hotel, actually I booked the hotel for us all. When I booked it, right, I asked like for like a shuttle service to pick us up because it's like 2 hours, 2 hours and a half
Yeah.
Yeah.
from the airport.
From the airport, yeah.
And I was like, well, there's, you know, on booking.com, it says they have a shuttle service. I was like, oh, great. So I clicked it. 2 days before, they messaged me. They're like, by the way, we don't have a shuttle service. And I was like, what? What do you mean you don't have a shuttle service? They're like, we don't have one, but we can help you get one. You just go to these links and get the bus.
Yeah.
And so I go and look for the bus. There's no seats left on the bus. I'm like, oh shit, what do we do? So I called up the hotel, and then I remember. So this is where I talked to the guy, and I'm like, oh, is English okay in Japanese? And he's like, in English, he goes, oh, thank God. He was like, yeah, that's great, that's perfect. I was like, yeah, I don't really like speaking Japanese. And I was like, oh, great, all right. He's like from the Philippines or something.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, sick. And he was like super chill. He was like, yeah, we'll get you a taxi, mate. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Very expensive taxi. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We fucked up. We didn't book beforehand, like normal people, because we booked the trip pretty late as well, right? Like 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it was
something
like quite expensive, but it was
Yeah.
good though. But like,
It was like smack bang in the middle of the season as well, so it's probably
Yeah.
like the most amount of people. But it was really good.
chill.
Yeah, still
It's
very
really good.
chill.
I will say this was like probably the coldest weather I've consistently been in because like throughout my entire life, like the coldest weather I've really had to deal with is like -5, -6, right?
oh God.
So-
how did you manage?
Huh?
How did you manage?
So like in my mind, when you guys were telling me to pack winter clothes, pack all these different kind of like, you know, thermal gear and everything like that, I'm just like, it's cold. I get it. I know it's going to be cold. Nothing in my mind could process really just how cold it is up there and just how cold it feels. Because to me, like it gets to -5 and anything below -5, I'm just like, motherfucker, it's cold. And I'm like, I know, it is cold, you know?
Yeah.
That's how my mind processes it.
Yeah.
But I didn't like, my body wasn't prepared for just like the different types of coldness because it just never had experienced that before. At least like not to such a big degree, because I've been in, you know, Wisconsin in winter and it gets fucking colder in there, but we just stay inside all the time. We're not out there fucking snowboarding, skiing and all that shit. Yeah.
To put it in perspective, I think every day on average it was like minus like 10 or 11.
It was it was minus like 16 at the top as well.
Yeah, it was
At
minus
night,
wind.
it like shot down even lower.
Yeah.
Like, because you'd wear like this, I don't know what you call it, not a balaclava, but like just like a cloth.
Like a face mask?
Yeah,
That's not
kind
a
of
face
face
mask.
mask.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like a piece of cloth that you put underneath your mask that blocks here so that you don't
Yeah.
freeze your face off.
Yeah.
But like one of the days it was so cold that like after like one run of going down like one of the things, I tried to touch it and it was rock solid.
Yeah.
Like it like wouldn't move.
It
It
just
was like
froze.
frozen
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
crazy. It was so cool though, man. It was such a cool ski resort.
It was. I guess being in that kind of cold weather or being in that kind of cold place kind of put things into perspective for me with that. If you are like ill-equipped, like just to go outside for like a quick walk or something, you'll probably die, you know? And I guess I've never been in an environment where I've needed to worry about just having basic gear to protect myself from the weather. Otherwise, my life would be in danger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
like it gets cold, but it's like bearable.
yeah,
right?
it gets cold, but like just run to the nearest combine, innit? Or just run
Yeah.
to the nearest Tesco's and just warm up. You run a bit more, but like
The nearest company was like 30 minutes away.
yeah, because there was nothing open, right? And I remember when we arrived to the hotel, we got greeted by the receptionist and everything like that, and he said, "Oh, you know, if you want to go into town, make sure you book a taxi, because if you don't book a taxi, every taxi is going to stop at about midnight."
Yeah.
And they've had some people that have gone into town, which is a bit further away from the ski resorts, and had no way to get back in like minus 10 weather.
It's like a 20-minute drive.
It's like a 20-minute
Yeah.
drive, yeah.
It's like a 2-hour walk. In the
Yeah,
snow,
yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah, because the ski resort has a bunch of different areas around it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of mountains.
we went to this village called Hirafu, which is technically on the next mountain over. So
Yeah.
that just puts into perspective how far away that is.
Yeah, so it just made me think, fuck, man, if we just forgot to call a taxi one day, we'd just be fucked, because nowhere would be open. We couldn't get home, and we just have to like survive outside in the wilderness and like minus 10
Yeah, we went
minus
to-
10 degree weather.
to-
Celsius, by the way, Celsius.
We went to that one bar, and was he Australian or South African?
I think it was Australian.
No, he was Dutch, I believe.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think his
was
accent.
he Dutch?
His
I
accent
thought-
sounded Dutch.
I thought he had an Aussie accent.
This guy was just we were like, what do we do if we miss the cabs at midnight?
I would know if he was Aussie.
okay, so
okay,
he
Joe,
definitely
okay.
wasn't Aussie.
Okay.
He was European.
we asked him, we're like, what do we do if we miss the cabs? And the guy's like, just walk home.
No. He said no. He was like, "Where are you staying?" And I was like, "At XYZ hotel." And he's like, "It's walkable." and I looked at Google Maps and it was like
An hour and 40 minutes.
An hour and 40 minutes. I'm like, It's certainly walkable. Would I do it though? In minus 15 degree weather is a different question.
I mean, walkable is a technicality. I'm sure a human would be able to walk from one end to the other.
I mean, Hokkaido to Tokyo is walkable. Like, you can walk it if you would want to.
I mean, the South Pole is walkable. People have done it.
If you're Jesus, you can walk anywhere.
The Pacific is walkable.
It's all walkable.
Like, I have legs.
It's all about drive. Oh my God.
This episode is sponsored by Princess Connect.
Jesus Christ, Joe. You've already taken one life this year on the cooking special. Calm down, mate.
Well, remember when you two stuffed your mouths full with onigiri last year? Let me remind you both that this episode is sponsored by Princess Connect. And today's the 1-year anniversary of Princess Connect. And to celebrate, we're going to be reliving that good old dead meme of 2020.
Eating more onigiri?
No, because this is actually cake.
No way.
It was cake. Oh! I don't know why I cut it. You can easily just eat it as is.
Don't mind if I do.
What flavor have you got?
I love tiramisu.
Nice chocolate.
Chocolate? I got cookies and cream. Well, while the boys are pleasantly eating their cake this time, let me tell you about the free stuff our sponsors at Crunchyroll Games are giving out to all of you anime fans out there. You get free 10 draws every day. I repeat, every day. Free 10 draws until February the 15th in the game, and double rate ups on all 3-star characters when pulling on the new featured banner.
Ooh, that's sweeter than this cake I'm eating right now, Joey.
The new banner features Muimi and the Princess Gala, plus a bunch of other characters you don't want to miss out on. If you've never tried Princess Connect, this is the best time to check it out and join over 5 million others in on the action. Links in the description below. Yo, hand me some of that cake.
Yeah, try mine.
Unfortunately, you don't get these delicious onigiri cakes, but you might get your favorite Princess Connect waifu.
Thank you to Princess Connect for sponsoring this episode. Back to the show.
It's so nice though. It's so good. We had like a really nice onsen in the hotel. Like
Yeah.
you were
Oh, it
saying.
was one of the best onsens
And, like,
I've been in.
being cold all day and then just going in the onsen. And the onsen was outside as well.
Yeah.
It was so good.
So you get this, like, if you kind of put yourself in the water maybe up to like your chest or like the bottom of your shoulders, you get this perfect blend of like your bottom half is nice and warm and toasty in this mineral water, and then your top is just getting covered
Such
in snow
anime.
and cold.
Yeah.
It's
Such
just-
anime.
It's so anime.
It's so anime, especially like going in an onsen is anime.
Yeah.
Going in an onsen in snow is just like this
Anime AF.
It's pretty anime.
because you're literally sitting there and you see the anime steam where you see the steam where it like senses everything. That's literally what it was like.
You couldn't see anything. Like, 'cause there was just so much steam.
Yeah.
You couldn't see anything.
It was amazing.
Yeah, so it's just like a real life sensor, and so this view we had of just the snow as well, it looked so fucking aesthetic. It was just unfair. It looked like a wallpaper.
It was like Unreal Engine 5.
It literally
did.
looked like an Unreal Engine
Here's
test.
a rendering of not real life.
Yeah.
It looked so good that it looked unrealistic.
That's the only part I regret not being able to vlog, because that was probably
Yeah.
like the most aesthetic part.
You can't take a camera in there.
I can't take a
Oh,
camera
what's
in
going on, guys?
Like, yeah, fucking dicks out, boys.
Yeah, because
so
it
nice.
was so cold on top that as you were just staring at the landscape, your hair would freeze.
Yeah.
So like our hair was frozen solid, while our bottom halves were like nice and toasty.
But it was so weird because like even though your hair is frozen and like your shoulders and head are just like covered in snow, you're not cold because
Yeah.
you're sitting in boiling hot water.
yeah, you're sitting in boiling hot water.
So it's like this perfect weird balance, and it's just so
It was
nice.
so- I don't know what minerals they had going on in that bath, but like every day I felt like silky smooth. I felt amazing.
Yeah, it was probably
It was a bit
just
salty.
like baby lotion.
whatever that mineral was,
You
it
don't
was
drink
definitely a
it,
bit.
Garnt.
I know I don't drink it. I didn't mean to drink
God
it.
gets in the onsen. He's like, yeah, just kind of.
I gotta coat my stomach.
Yeah, he's like the fucking ice cream testing guy.
That's a 10.
Yeah, he's like
Cover all 9,000 taste buds.
acid, hydroform.
Oh, so sometimes a bit of the bathwater just slips in. God, I sound like I sound like fucking Mail-In now. Like, you guys never licked bathwater before?
I didn't get any of the bath water.
I don't like how
you
you use the word slipped in.
that
implies it's going somewhere
I
else.
don't know, sometimes you just like washing your face or whatever, and you just get a quick
wash your
taste.
face with the onsen water.
Huh? Well, sometimes like my face was like freezing cold. I needed to like warm it up.
No. That's what the towel's for, Garnt.
Well, you get the water on the towel as well. You know.
That's true.
How was your snowboarding, Garnt? How did
It
it
was.
go?
Do
you think you improved a lot?
I did think I improved. a
I
lot.
think Garnt improved, definitely.
Like, my confidence went way up from like day one to day 4. Having said that, I think I learned the most on day 4, right? Because day 1, 2, and 3, I had one goal: survive, right? And
The fucking Halo music starts playing.
Objective: survive.
No, because you go down some of these slopes, and I was having a chat with Connor about, there are like green slopes, there are like red slopes, and there are like black slopes. But at the end of the day, it's just a fucking label, God's not there creating mountains being like, I'm going to make this a green slope at exactly the same angles throughout. I'm just like,
And the map maker's like, yes, my lord. I will write that down.
he's just like playing like Sim City with the fucking Earth or whatever, God's not fucking doing that. You get what you're given with the mountains, and not every mountain and not every slope, even if it's labeled a green slope, there are different variations, there are different variables.
Some of the red slopes are actually easier than the greens.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with snow sports at all, the slopes are normally categorized in colors or diamonds, wherever you're from. But
Shapes,
yeah, normally it's green is easiest. Then some also use blue in Europe.
Oh, okay.
Australia also has blues, I think.
So in Europe, you sometimes see green, you sometimes don't. It depends on which country you're in. But it's normally blue, red, black, and in America you have black diamond. Japan also uses black diamond as well.
Yeah, it's red circle, green circle, red square, black diamond.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, because in Japan there's
Green
like
square, black
Green circle.
green circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
because normally the biggest variation of difficulty comes in black slopes.
Yeah.
Because they're like, some of them are literally just like
They're not treated
cliffs.
at all.
Yeah, some of them are just awful, and so that's why there's even normally a bigger scale. But in Europe, it's just all black.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck it, it's all hard.
Yeah,
Let's
so-
do it.
You've been skiing before.
Yeah, so on the first day, we just stayed on like literally the baby beginner slope. It was literally
Garnt
like,
did, I didn't.
Me and Garnt did, because
Yeah,
it
me-
was like the warm-up slope.
yeah, me, Joey, and Luke stayed on the beginner slope, the baby park slope of this fucking ski resort. And then the next day, we're like, okay, we're feeling confident now. We're feeling confident to actually take the gondola up to like the top of the mountain and ski down the green slopes.
Yeah.
So there was like no distinction from me from what was a green slope and what was a red slope. We actually followed Connor and we accidentally took a red slope. I couldn't tell the difference at all.
It was exactly the same.
Because they were just like me, fucking fighting for my life to go down like the tiniest little slope. And that's like, I couldn't tell the difference between like a few degrees.
Not to mention the weather that day was so shit. Like the visibility was like 5 meters. If
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
So this resort had a beginner slope, and when I say beginner slope, this is the most beginner slope I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It is literally like a flat surface that sometimes
It's
goes
like-
to a 1% in
Yeah,
time.
it's like a 1 or 2%.
So really amazing if you're actually like beginners, beginner.
Which Luke was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
had a friend who came with us, Luke, who had never skied in his life,
Yeah.
and it was a good start. And
Yeah.
I think he got confident on that.
Yeah, he did.
It was like,
He
oh,
did.
I've only fallen over once. I can go to the top.
And so, if you wanted to go and do any other slopes that were kind of difficult, we had to go all the way to the top.
Yeah.
And that's where it kind of gets, you don't really have a choice if some of them are difficult or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the day before we went up the day before, and it was like, the visibility was awful.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
could maybe see like 5 meters ahead of you.
Yeah.
And we're going pretty fast, and it's like, I'm just hoping I don't find someone. Because if I do, I'm going to hit someone. And it's like, oh God. It was really sketchy. It was really
Yeah.
bad. And
Even
then,
but even the second day, the visibility is quite shit, right?
yeah. So the first day was a lot worse.
Oh,
I
really?
literally couldn't, maybe I couldn't see that camera.
Oh, wow.
Maybe Ashley, where Ashley is. That was
Yeah.
about where it starts to get blurry and I couldn't see anything.
Right.
But the next day it was still bad.
Yeah.
But
not as bad.
So we went with another friend, O'Hara. He's a YouTuber who lives here, and then
And Chris as well.
Yeah, and Chris took Chris as well. All right, so to give you a gauge of like the skill levels, I guess like what would you put yourself? What would you put yourself?
I would
Beginner.
say it's O'Hara, you,
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
Yeah.
me, Garnt, Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like. I've like no issue doing like black slopes or whatever. So me and O'Hara, because we were like the most confident ones, we were like, all right. I was like, you go in the front, you like direct them, and I'll go in the back, and I'll like, if they fall over, I'll help them get back up.
Yeah.
And luckily, I'm glad I was there because Luke at one point lost his ski in like really thick snow, and when you're in ski boots, like, you can't really go up the mountain if you're not like
Yeah.
used to it. Like if you're like a beginner, it's really hard to like feel confident running around in the ski boots.
Yeah.
And I was wearing snowboard boots, so I was like, all right, just wait there. I'll go and dig through the snow. And after like 5 minutes, I managed to find this fucking ski buried in the snow. It'd gone underneath the snow, slid, so you couldn't even, there was no sign that it was there. So I just had to like rummage through, eventually found it. So we went down anyway, but so we took these guys up and it was just a mess because like none of them could like stand up. Chris is good at skiing, but Chris is lazy. Right?
I did notice that. I did notice that.
Chris can, and I reckon Chris could probably do a black slope, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If Chris really tried.
Yeah.
Problem is, black slopes are really tiring and take a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Chris doesn't want to do that. And Chris also is like, he'll do reds, but you really have to convince him. He just wants to do greens. It's like, Chris, you could do reds so easily. What are you doing?
Yeah, because I remember like the third or fourth day, he came with me, Garnt, and Luke on a green slope because that's when we started to get a little more confident. And he was like, yeah, I think I'll stick on a green too. And I'm like,
Fuck off. Get out of here. You passed the exam. Go.
And he's like fucking skiing past us with no problem whatsoever, being like, come on, boys, catch up. Catch up, boys. I'm like, fuck off.
So the second day we tried to take them down. And how long did it take us to get to them? Okay, so if I went from top to bottom without stopping and I went as fast as I could probably do it in 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
But that's like dangerously
It
fast.
probably took us 30 to 45 minutes.
No, it took us like an hour.
Really?
It took like
2 hours.
The first time at least.
Oh, the first time.
Because I swear we spent like 15 to 20 minutes looking for, you were looking for Luke's skis.
Yeah.
And then before that as well, because this was right at the start, so the visibility was so poor, I probably would have a hard time seeing Joey from where he's sitting. That's how poor the visibility was. And this was also like basically my second full day skiing, snowboarding. So I didn't know how to properly control my board. And I remember we were trying to stick close to a group, right? We're trying to stick close to a group. And I'm fighting for my life just to like see where the group was, right? And so before every hill, we all stop before a hill. Unfortunately, my control of the board was not good enough that I knew how to stop yet. So these guys were stopped waiting for me and Luke. And so I come along and I try to stop and I realize that I'm stopping too late and I'm sliding down the slope. So I start shouting out, guys, I'm going down. I'm just going to go ahead. And like, and nobody looked back. And I just start stumbling down this fucking hill, get halfway down, and I turn around to see if anyone's followed. Wait a minute. Wait 2 minutes. Wait 5 minutes. There's nobody. And I'm just like, fuck, where is everybody? I am on this slope at the top of this mountain by myself and I can't even fucking stop correctly. So I had to I was like messaging the line group trying to get their attention. Luckily I waited long enough for you guys to come down because these guys were waiting for me this entire time.
We thought that Garnt was behind us.
Yeah.
That's how poor the visibility was. We wasted just 20 minutes where you were waiting for me and I was waiting for you. Just because we couldn't fucking see each other.
Because I was really worried because this the way that this mountain was laid out is that like basically you have to do like really big S's to stay on the easy ones, and if they took any turn at any point, they would go down a black slope.
Yeah, it's just a cliff.
And I was like, they're gonna die if they go down a black slope.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to do my best to make sure like we got. I'm like what are the fucking sheepdogs like trying to round up all the sheep. I'm like, come on boys, let's stick together.
It was kind of like that, which is why I think I learned the most on the last day, because on the last day we just found like this one slope that was perfect for beginners, and it had like a ski lift to take us back up, and you just had like the freedom to just do what you want without worrying about dying or just breaking bones.
Also, the weather was absolutely gorgeous.
And the weather was like
so we had 3 days of god awful weather, really bad weather, and finally the last day when we're leaving, it was amazing. And it's a shame really because the next few days after that were also really good. So we kind of booked it at the wrong time, but it was amazing weather, really good stuff on the last day.
I'm really impressed that nobody got injured. I agree. Yeah, there's 6 of us. I mean, did you guys take any bad tumbles during the ski trip?
Let's just say I'm really glad I rented out a helmet because I think about 80% of my falls involved me my head just getting fucking whiplash back. And
Didn't you like kill a toddler, Garnt?
I almost did. Because like on the first 2-3 days I didn't know how to stop. So my technique for stopping involved falling over. And if I didn't fall over, I would just basically just take out whoever like was in front of me, right?
This great photo that Luke took of you, just like there's this kid right here, and then there's just Garnt menacingly behind me, like I'm about to destroy you. Move out of the way.
So I must have decked at least like 3 kids on the slope in like the first 3 days.
Oh my God, God, the kid killer.
Thank God, no one got injured except for those 3 kids.
Yeah, none of us got injured, God.
Like it was because it was like a competition because like me and Luke just kept fucking crashing into each other on the first 2 days because we had zero control.
Yeah.
We didn't know how to control our boards, right? And I remember Luke decked Joey once.
Yeah, Luke fucking leg swept me.
I had a great POV of this. I was like,
Really?
I was like leading everyone down the right slopes,
Yeah.
and then I was waiting for them at the bottom, and I saw Joey just slowly like going down like this.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, like RKO, I just see our friend Luke, who doesn't know how to stop, just coming. And I see Joey's like, and I'm like, I'm about getting my popcorn out. I'm just waiting for this to happen. Yeah, and then Joey's going, doesn't move his head at all. And then suddenly he just goes, doom, right in the back of his legs. And Joey just flips over.
Like,
so funny.
Because all I heard, because I was slowly going down because it was kind of a narrow stretch. And also I was waiting for Luke, right?
Yeah.
So I was slowly going down because I saw you guys there, and I remember specifically behind me, I could hear Luke in the distance going, sorry. And it's just getting louder and louder and louder. But I thought he was saying that to other people, right, that were behind me. Yeah. So I was like, oh, Luke, you know, silly him. It gets louder. Sorry. And then just bam, right in the back of my knees. I just get flipped over.
I should have been more concerned, but it was so funny.
Yeah. I wish you had filmed that.
Yeah. By the time I realized it was happening, there's like 5 seconds until collision. Yeah. Couldn't have got my phone out, but I wish I did.
I wanted to see.
I wanted to see that.
Wish I had my GoPro on permanently.
Yeah, right.
I was too busy like falling over myself to really see what everyone else was like falling over. Because I remember I had a few bad tumbles, but actually like some of the worst tumbles was when I was just actually not going the fastest. It was like because when you go fast, sometimes like you guys saw me have some pretty big falls where I did like a fucking triple backflip or whatever, or whatever. But to me, those falls are fine because you take the momentum and then you just like literally roll with it, right? And you hardly feel it. Some of the worst falls I had was on like the second day.
I saw this one.
Yeah, these guys were trying to like warn me not to stop myself with my hands, right? Because sometimes if you have a bad fall and you stop yourself with your hands, you could break your wrist. You can snap your wrist or break your arm or something. So they were telling me, you gotta fall on your arms. You gotta do this. Make sure you don't try to catch yourself. You gotta do this, and you like this, right? Yeah. And I took that as I'm going to do this, right? Not realizing the mistake I was about to encounter. Because what happens is I was taking a bunch of tumbles. I was like, this doesn't hurt. I'm a fucking pro at falling over with a snowboard. So there's one time I was going down this really like the slope wasn't steep at all. I was going pretty slowly, but I just catch the edge and I'm about to fall straight to my face. So I do what they tell me and I tuck my arms in. Unfortunately, my fists were right in front of my face. Right? So what happens is I fall on my arm and I just fucking deck myself in the face. I just go, whoosh. And I remember I fall over and you know when you have a bad fall and you just gotta like lay there and just question life for a bit.
That's when you know it's bad.
Yeah. And I remember I lay there for a few seconds and I just hear Connor going, "You right, Garnt?"
Because I just saw this, like, because obviously it looks like ants in the background. I just saw Garnt just fall on his face, and I was like, "Get back up, Garnt. Get back up. Get back up." And then he didn't get up, and I'm like, "Oh no, he hurt himself."
There was a couple of times, like on the last day, I think, where you did that like triple backflip, right? I saw it in the distance, and I was like, "Oh, that looked like it hurt." And then God just did a move for about 20 seconds. I was like, "Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's straight up dead."
Yeah, I remember seeing that one. I just saw like someone doing like flips, but not the good
I
kind
could
of
hear the
flips.
SSX music playing when that was happening. It's like, it's tricky!
You took so many falls.
I did. But I think that's when I learned the most, though. When you do take the falls,
It's not about how many times you get hit down. It's how many times you get back up.
It's about drive.
Yeah,
it's about the drive.
It's actually like the most embarrassing fall I took wasn't even on the slopes. It was on the ski lifts.
Oh
yeah, because Well, Joey was there because me and Joey were trying to get on the ski lift together.
It's like two-man ski lift.
So it was a 2-man ski lift. So me and Joey line up together. So we're just gonna have a nice chill ride up on the mountain. And so I look back. I've done the ski lift a bunch of times, so I'm not even a beginner anymore. I'm I like know how to get on the ski lift, right? So
Also, you thought
It is a lot harder on a snowboard than a ski.
yeah.
Also, I thought because I'm standing there waiting for the ski lift to come around. I look back, and in my mind, I take a mental note of the momentum of this ski lift, right? So I know how fast this thing's going.
Yeah.
And so right before it gets near us, I turn around thinking it's going to have the same momentum, not thinking that they're going to slow it down for us. So what I do is I turn around and I just sit. And you know that feeling where you take a step where you think there's like a stair and then there's just not.
Yeah.
So I had that feeling where I sit down and I just feel nothing and I'm like, oh no. And like I just collapse.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I notice is I feel like the fucking bump on the back of my helmet, which thank God I was wearing a helmet at this point.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, they're going to stop the ski lift. So my instinct is just to adopt the fetal position while they hopefully stop the ski lift. Plot twist, they don't stop the ski lift. And so the ski lift just goes over me. And Joey, I guess, just snowboards over me because I look up thinking, what the fuck's happened? And I just see Joey just looking back on the ski lift being like, you're right, dickhead.
Well, no, it was because it was amazing. Because like,
I'm surprised they didn't stop it. They should have
no,
stopped
right?
it.
Because how I usually do it with like skis or snowboards is I wait for the chair to
hit you.
physically
Yeah,
hit me in the
yeah.
back of the knees. So that's where I know. Oh, it's right underneath.
Kind of like bend over.
Yeah.
Just get my butt ready.
So I was doing that. I was looking back, just waiting until it hits me right here, and then I look over, look up, sit down, thinking it's all good, and then I hear like this horrible scraping sound from somewhere. I was like, what's going on? I look over and Garnt's just down there under the thing, just like this. And I was like, oh, they're gonna stop it. They don't stop it. It goes right over Garnt. I was like,
That's cruel.
That's cruel. Oh yeah, and then they finally stop it after it's gone past you.
Yeah.
And the woman comes over being like, "You all right?" I'm like, "What do you mean you all right? You should have stopped it. Why did you check up on him after you let the chair go?"
It's like watching a fight with the teachers, like watching the kids fight. At school. They're like when it's over, like, oh, you guys all
And
right?
it's like, I'll wait for them to throw a few.
I'll break it up,
first,
break it up,
and
after
then
it's
break it
over.
up. Yeah.
But no, that was the most embarrassing one because it just like everyone was just obviously staring at me. I stopped the entire ski lift and that was just like social anxiety up through the roof because I'm just like,
it happens, man.
Yeah, I know it happens.
They can't see your face.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You're completely covered up.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Aside from that, had a fucking wonderful time. My body hurt a lot, but it was worth it. I'm like just raring to go again. Honestly,
It's probably like some of the best snow I've ever snowboarded or skied on in my life. It was
Nisco's,
amazing.
Yeah, how's it compared to like European ski resorts?
I think I like European ones more. They're normally bigger, way more like options. But I mean, it was the quality of snow is insane. It was so good.
It powdered snowed like,
So, like,
2 meters a day or something.
Yeah. So most of the black slopes weren't like groomed. So we went on one, and it was literally just like it was like
Meters.
on a cloud.
Yeah.
And I fell over on one of them because it was just too deep and it's so hard to turn. And it was really bad because I basically just shoveled a shit ton of snow into my jacket and pants.
Oh, no.
And I was freezing, and I was like in the cold with my hand trying to scoop this out, like minus 15, trying to get all the snow out. Because if you just leave it in, it'll just melt and then you'll be wet.
Yeah,
and it's even worse. So I'm
That's the worst.
trying to get it out. I'm like fuck, and then I had to like ski for another hour. My ass was completely numb. I couldn't feel anything. It was so bad. And I when I got back to the room, I was like, I can't feel my ass. Oh, it's been numb for like a good 2 hours. Someone could have smacked my ass and I would have known.
That clip's definitely going to be taken out of context.
I can't feel my ass.
I can't feel my ass. I just took such a beating.
It's so numb.
I'm doing too much riding on the board. It's so good though. It was really cool. It was really good ski resort. I want to go back.
Fantastic snow.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass to get to, but good.
Yeah.
I think if I go there again, I'd probably want to like go to Sapporo for a bit or something.
Yeah.
And then go there.
I think that's what like a lot of tourists do is they like kind of maybe dedicate like a week or two for like the whole thing because it is kind of out of the way, especially if you're coming from Tokyo.
Sapporo's a really fun city.
Yeah, Sapporo's a great city.
Sapporo's a really chill city.
Like all I wanted to do on the ski trip was just get the basics down for my snowboarding, and I think I managed to do that. So,
I think so.
Yeah, so now I'm like more
Proud of you,
confident.
Garnt.
Thank you.
Came along very well.
Yeah, you improved a lot.
But yeah, now I'm just ready to like tear it down with the boys for real, hopefully, and
Alright.
try and keep up with them.
It's the real SSX tricky.
I want everyone to get better so that then Chris feels obliged to do reds. That he has no choice because no one wants to do greens anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, we accidentally went down a reds on our
Yeah.
second day, like we just said.
Didn't go amazing, but we made it down.
Didn't go amazing, but we survived. That's the important thing. We
Yeah, there was this basically there was this tiny little little sign that was like, go this way if you want to go back to where you came from on a green.
Yeah.
And if you go down straight, which is like the whole thing, you know, you wouldn't, it's really hard to see this thing because it also goes back in on itself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the slope goes down this way and there's a little cut off here where it goes down and back around and then joins off to like another mountain.
It's impossible to see considering
And the
the
conditions are really
entire
bad.
thing is white.
The conditions are really bad.
So just everything just
Yeah.
blends in.
And then I was last because I was making sure everyone was all right. And then I was like, oh no, the Luke, who I was with at the time, because I'm pretty sure he was last, he went down the red and I was like, oh shit.
Moments before a disaster.
He just like went down the red. And I was like, fuck. And then I'm like, oh my God, they've all gone down the green and then we're stuck here. And it's like lunchtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like 1:30 and I was like, oh, we probably would be eating by now. Like we're
Yeah.
fucked because like, we want to go have lunch with them as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So how do we get back? Like, but then luckily all these fucking idiots went down the red as well.
Turns out we all missed it.
So we all met up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then this green was really annoying as well because it was like it was like a flat, really, really flat. And I told the guys, I was like, guys, you got to make sure you get as much speed as you can on your snowboards.
Yeah.
So
We're
you don't walk any of it.
We're like, got it. Put snowboards on. 2 seconds later, falls on our ass. All right, taking it off
And
now.
so-
and walking the whole way.
Yeah.
So I'm going as fast as I can. I'm like getting low to the ground, like get aerodynamics.
Yeah.
I get over there and I'm like, oh my God, I made it. All right, nice. I'm waiting. I'm like, they'll come any second now. Like 10 minutes later, they come around the corner walking. And I was like, what is this?
Okay, to be
Scary.
fair, we did attempt to snowboard. To me, it wasn't a case of getting to the end. To me, it was a case of how far can I get before I fall over? Because like I knew once I fell over, that was it. Momentum was gone. I got to take off my fucking.
It is
board.
hard to go fast on a snowboard.
Much easier on skis.
I don't know. I just kind of again. I was like I'm all self-taught with it.
Yeah.
So you just kind of get a feeling for it. I guess.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, by the end of the week, we all, I think, definitely got a feeling for it.
Go
Yeah.
fast.
Go fast.
I mean,
Gotta
we
go
were going
fast.
hell of a lot faster on the last day compared to the first day, that's for sure.
That's true. That's
Like,
true.
Garnt was fucking blitzing down this mountain. And I was like, oh, God, he's about to SSX tricky right now. I could feel it.
Yeah. Well, we had to get back to like our ski resort, and they closed the like way of getting over.
Yeah, yeah,
What do you
yeah.
call it? What would you call the? What's the not the bridge?
lift?
No,
Gondola?
what's the? It's like a pathway. There's a word for this, right?
Pathway.
No, not a pathway.
Slalom?
There's I forgot the word.
I forgot what it was.
There's a
yeah.
word for like an entrance that is like a. I don't know.
An
I wish I had it.
entryway?
No. Anyway,
You're literally using all the words I would
I know.
use to describe
Yeah.
this
So there's a
place.
path, right? And it closes at like 3:30. So we
Yeah.
had. So I was like, fuck. Okay, if you don't go back over as well, you have to get like a 40 minute bus ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd rather kill myself than get a bus. It's just so depressing when you've got all your ski gear.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And you got to sit on this bus. It's like, oh no, why would I do that when I can ski back, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not. So me and Hara were going to go back over, and then we asked the guys, we're like, "Are you guys coming?" And they were like, "No, we'll get the bus," because it was like kind of tough. You had to ski a bunch, quickly get on a chairlift, ski over, then walk over, and then ski back down. It is
Yeah.
kind of difficult,
Yeah.
especially if you're tired, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And then they weren't doing it, and I was like, all right, no worries, we'll do it. So we were going, and then right before we were about to cross it, they called us and they were like, oh yeah, actually we'll do it. I think we can do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, it's like Mission Impossible now. Gotta like get these boys back
Time
over
trial.
safely.
Yeah.
Felt like
Mario Kart time
saving
trial.
Private Ryan back to the hotel. We got to get them back over. And so we had to quickly like rush these guys, and we were like, no falling, just go,
Yeah.
don't stop.
Just be good.
Yeah, because they shut it off at 3:30 for
Yeah.
some reason. I don't know why. It's
Yeah.
weird.
It's because at 3:30 the sun fucking sets, so you just can't see anything. Especially up there. Like, even during the day, the visibility
Yeah.
was so bad,
Yeah, it
right?
was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely understand why people will snow and skiboard from this trip, though, especially on the last day where the visibility was clear. And I just kind of realized, oh, snowboarding and skiing is just hiking, but the fun part, right? Because you don't
going down.
Yeah, go. You get like the amazing view, but you don't have to put in the effort of like getting that amazing view.
Exactly. Isn't it crazy when you're on the ground and you look up at the mountain and you see how steep some of these things are?
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, I ski down there. I snowboard down there. It's crazy.
Yeah. Because I remember on the first day when we stayed on the beginner slope.
Yeah.
So the beginner slope had this ski lift to take us up the beginner slope. And taking us up, because it was so slow, it took us like, 15 minutes, I think?
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes.
10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, oh, we're going up like half the mountain. Holy fuck. And then I remember on the second day when Connor was like, oh yeah, we're going to go to the top of the mountain today. Yeah. And I'm like, cool, where was the beginner slope? And he points to this point, which is like 1/10 of the way up the mountain. And you're like, what? you mean we were this low?
But the view was so good from there.
The view was already amazing. What's going on? But 10 out of 10 would recommend skiing to anyone who, like me as a kid, wasn't able to go, and especially if you're from a Southeast Asian country.
John is a white man now.
Unfortunately, it just happens to be like the most expensive vacation sport you can do.
Yeah.
But it is good. It is really good. I mean, you can do budget ones. There's plenty of like budget packages that I know that we used to do when I was like a kid.
Yeah. Japan definitely has those as well.
Yeah.
For sure.
We get like the all-inclusive thing.
I need a piss quick.
This episode is sponsored by Honey. We all shop online, and we've all seen that promo code field taunt us at the checkout. Thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free browser extension that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Honey sports over 30,000 online stores, from games to fashion brands and even food delivery. But Connor, how does it work? Well, imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. And then, when you get to the checkout, you'll see the Honey button drops down on the side. And then all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait for Honey to go through all of the coupons that it knows for that website, and if it works, you'll be watching the prices drop and your savings increase. Recently, I had to buy a bunch of camera gear, and luckily, Honey saved me $20 on a big purchase. Honey has found its over 17 million members $2 billion worth of savings. So if you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. It's literally free and installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting us, the boys. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/trashtaste. That's joinhoney.com/trashtaste.
Did you guys get up to anything else on your holidays? How was your Christmas?
Christmas
New Year's?
well, it was supposed to be in Australia.
Well, that's exactly why we went on the ski trip, right?
Because that didn't happen.
Like, we've been trying to plan a ski trip for 2 years, and what it took to take us to finally plan the ski trip was a global pandemic to cancel all our plans once again. To be like, well, guys, I know you guys are free this weekend, or I know you guys are finally free this week. Let's go on a ski trip.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll go on another ski trip that won't take as much time or effort to plan.
2 years later.
2 years later.
My Christmas and New Year's was very chill. Just spent it with some mates. Played a lot of Mahjong. Like, unironically.
Played a lot of Mahjong.
We played a lot of Mahjong.
Played a lot of TFT.
Of course you did. Of course
you did.
Is that your new Apex?
Yeah, I played with Didus and Emily a bunch, so we was like addicted to it.
Nice.
It's fun. I don't know. It's like NFTs, but
you can leave.
I've never understood TFT. Like,
it's auto chess, isn't it?
what does that mean?
I don't fucking know. It's hard to explain, right? Because like, it doesn't.
Is that like the blockchain?
Yeah, it's not the blockchain. It's a game that you can't easily describe. I don't know how you describe it.
Kind of like the blockchain.
maybe if Garnt played it, Garnt's really good at giving short descriptions of stuff. I've noticed.
Okay.
I'm not.
That's why it's my job. That's literally what I do for my.
He does that with animations.
I'm not. When I play this game, it's like, all right, well, it's kind of like, it's like a battle simulation chess thing. You buy units and then you place them, and then it plays out on its own, the battle.
So it's like tower defense, but chess?
But then it's one battle, and then you lose health or don't lose health, depending on what happens.
Yeah,
and
but
then
like tower defense is kind of like that, right? You buy units and then it plays
there's
out
a wave,
automatically.
right? Yeah, but you're playing against another player.
Oh.
So he's buying stuff and you're buying stuff and you're placing them on the board.
Right.
And then you go against each other. And then you also get like stuff that comes up, and it's a not gambling, but like there's like re-rolling for like more choices to spend. It's like
gambling,
econ management,
gotcha.
money management. Gotcha. It is a very boring game when you explain it. Extremely so.
You have to actually play it, actually
Right.
It's
right.
fun though.
You say that about most things.
It's one of those
Yeah.
games. Again, like I wouldn't recommend playing it alone. There's with friends, it's great.
Yeah.
I think with friends, it's really fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways. It's like chill because it's not too intense. Like you can talk. Like League is too intense, I feel.
League, like I've tried playing League with mates before, and I'm just that silent guy because I'm like concentrating too much on the gameplay to be able to communicate with my friends, or like have a good time.
Yeah, it's great. There's a lot of downtime in the game, like,
Yeah.
where you're not doing anything, so you can just chat. And like,
Yeah.
you can do it very casually. It's really chill.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. Recommend it.
Okay. I also have been trying to game. I've been trying to. Can I sound
Trying
any
to
more
game.
boomer? But no, I've been trying to find a game to get into. Still kind of looking. Started Pokemon recently, the newest Pokemon
Oh,
on the Switch.
Diamond and
It's your
Pearl
first
one.
Pokemon ever, right?
Huh?
Is it your first Pokemon game ever?
It's not my first Pokemon game ever. It's my first Pokemon since Pokemon Ruby,
Holy
the
shit.
original Pokemon Ruby.
Holy shit.
On the
Like it?
I don't know. When does Pokemon get good? I've forgotten.
That means you're playing it
Yeah,
wrong.
that means he's not enjoying it.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm not really enjoying it. I'll be honest, because I've done like the first two like gyms now for Pokemon Diamond, and I'm just like, I remember
it?
being, huh?
That's it?
Oh, that's
To be
it
fair,
so
that's
far.
that's how far I got
That's
as
like
well.
fucking 10 minutes.
That's like 2 hours, 3
2
hours.
hours?
Yeah,
Is it really?
It's like maybe like an hour.
is it?
There's a lot of dialogue you have to sift through.
Yeah, there is a lot of dialogue,
Yeah.
a lot of like, because okay, here's the thing: when you go to a new town, do you talk to everyone?
Fuck no.
Okay, I talk to everyone. I'm like, okay, this
He's a classic JRPG
This
player.
is
right
this
there.
is me. This is JRPG,
That's JRPG
training,
player.
being like I have to talk to everyone, and
Because you can't miss the items, right?
about an hour in, I'm just like, this is really fucking boring. But
Why are you talking to
But every
everyone?
so often they give me an item, so I must talk to everyone.
My
Otherwise, I'm
God.
not going
What
to
do they
get all
give
the
you?
items.
A potion?
Yeah,
500 of those.
they give me sometimes they give me a super potion.
Oh shit! It's like 500
How many,
Pokéballs right there.
how many super potions do you use?
I don't know.
None, right?
That's not the
your,
point.
Because your Pokemon's so
That's-
OP.
That's not the point. Yeah, I've not needed to change my Pokemon once since like my main
God.
Pokemon. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe my experience is different from my experience as a childhood. Because as a child, it was just so easy for me to immerse myself into a game.
This is why Pokemon like challenges are so good, and they've gotten
Yeah.
that's why people love them on YouTube. Like, it's a way to turn a Pokemon game into a more challenging and I suppose adult kind of
Yeah,
challenge.
it's way more fun. I can't play Pokemon vanilla anymore. I have to make it a challenge.
Nuzlocke are
somehow.
fun. Randomizers are fun.
Because I came into this thinking I haven't played Pokemon since Pokemon Ruby. I can just play this casually and have kind of the same experience I did as a kid.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm just not far enough into the game yet, but I mean, to me, like 2-3 hours into a game is like most of the time that's what I give a game before I'm just like, do I stick with this game and fully commit, or do I try another game?
I
And,
don't think you like the game, Garnt.
maybe I don't. Maybe I don't.
Maybe you should try a Nuzlocke version of it. That'd be more fun.
What's
Yeah.
Nuzlocke again?
Nuzlocke is like permadeath, basically.
Oh, okay.
So if
And
your
you can-
Pokemon fates, you die. It dies, quote unquote, and you have to release it.
And you can only catch one Pokemon in one area.
There's lots of different rules.
Yeah, that's
There's-
really good.
There's lots of local rules as well. You can kind of mix it up with like different other rules and
But
stuff
why
like that.
wouldn't you just, if your Pokemon's gonna die, why wouldn't you just like grind like crazy?
Well, I mean, some people do, but the challenge. But then there's a challenge element of like, do I want to grind for 50 hours, or do
Yeah,
I
it's
just want to
like-
like gamble and go for
A
it?
lot of the time, people aren't willing to grind for 20 hours just to secure their Pokemon. But it's more fun. And on stream, it's very good. It's very good stream content.
it sounds like great stream content. That just sounds stressful to me.
It is stressful. Yeah,
saw
Nuzlocke's a hell stressful.
I saw someone do a 1PP challenge.
What's
Which is
that?
a great name. Where you, every Pokemon, they're only allowed to use the move once
Oh shit.
in like one battle, I think.
Yeah. Unless it heals up again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some pretty fucking obscure challenges.
Some really good
out
ones.
there.
And there's the Soul Link, which looks really good. Basically, like where you both of you do a Nuzlocke together. And
Yeah.
like if Joey's Pokemon dies when we caught it at the same time, my Pokemon dies too.
Yeah.
It's really chill.
Do you think Pokemon should have a difficulty setting?
I think they should just. Well, I don't know why they haven't added their own Nuzlocke into the fucking game. Just call it whatever they want to call it. They'll
Yeah.
remove the name Nuzlocke because it's Pokemon. They don't give credit to anyone.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they haven't put it in the game. People do it.
Because it's at the end of the day, it's still a children's game.
Yeah, but like, people are doing this to their games anyway, and people
Yeah.
are gonna do it. Why not just add the option? Like, it's not that it's a children's game.
Effort
it's
in
like,
it.
But like, surely adding like the especially like a randomizer, right? Surely that's easy to add.
Oh yeah, it's hella
Just go
easy.
in the code, be like random all, and then it should work, right?
Super easy.
I know, because like for me, I never got the Pokemon conversation before because I just hadn't played a Pokemon in so fucking long. But now that I've started to play, I'm just like, when does this get fun? how long do I not need to be on autopilot for before this gets?
It's because you're playing normally.
Yeah.
I think if you tried a Nuzlocke on a stream, you'd enjoy it a lot.
But I like, if I'm not supposed to play it normally as a casual player who knows zero about Pokemon,
You're too old for that.
am I too old for that, Connor?
You've played too many games. You know how to game. So
I'm not even a gamer. I'm not even a gamer.
You play JRPGs, right? You're
Yeah, I
used to
play-
like grinding for like 15 hours to like get one sash or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're too good.
Clearly not a JRPG player.
You're too good at like grinding.
Yeah.
But and Pokemon now actually doesn't require any grinding. You can
Yeah.
just do it. Like you'll
Yeah,
start
when
a
did-
Pokemon stomps.
When did that happen? I remember in the original Pokemon as a kid, I had to like grind the shit out of like even just like the
Ever
first
since
two
they added XP
first two
shell.
gym leaders.
So you can't
I'd
turn
say
that-
Hey,
around.
XP share? That's so fucking broken.
Yeah.
When did they add
This
that?
is such a like
I
a
think they
funny
added that in
conversation.
like X and Y. I think.
No, it was before that. I think.
Really, black and white?
Wait, no. Oh,
No,
wait.
black and white they didn't have it. I think it was X and Y.
It was always an item, but it always only gave it to one Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now they were like, fuck it, just turn it on for everyone.
You get
Yeah.
experience by catching Pokemon as well, which was never a thing.
Yeah, you get experience by catching Pokemon.
When you catch
now.
a Pokemon,
What?
Yeah.
all the Pokemon in your party get experience.
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
As if you defeated it.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
They're just Oprah Winfrey fucking EXP. They're just like, you get EXP, you get EXP.
Like
Weird.
as a gacha gamer, I'm disgusted by the lack of grinding I need to do in this game. Like,
As a gamer, I'm disgusted by you gacha gamers.
I have been thinking to do maybe like shiny runs or like like stuff like that where it's like a little more challenging,
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah, a really fun one I did was I did like a Pokemon Emerald mod where whenever you enter a building, it teleports you to a random part of the map.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
That
That's
one
cool.
was really fun, but because it was so fucking hard because you had to like route everything on your own.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if you
yeah.
weren't familiar with the map of the game, you were just fucked.
True.
That was really fun though because it's like it gives on a completely different challenge to it. That
Yeah.
it actually becomes like really entertaining and fun.
so are all new Pokemon games just this easy unless
Yes.
you like
They all hold your hand.
artificially add difficulty to
Yeah.
your own
Yes.
run?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say ever since like Black and White or X and Y is where it's really started to like hold your hand.
Yes.
I understand gamers now. I thought you guys were being babies complaining about this stuff.
No. It actually holds your hand now. It's like ridiculous. Especially if you've played Pokemon ever since the beginning. Like,
Yeah. I go from that, which
Yeah.
is like if you catch a Pokemon, you need to commit to leveling it up.
Oh, dude, like kids, if I want to give a kid today who grew up on like Sword and Shield
Yeah.
or like the new remakes, give them like the original Blue or like Red and be
Yeah.
like, play this game and just
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
them like have a mental breakdown of how difficult it is compared to what they get today.
Did you see the fuck? What was it called? Fuck. I totally forgot now. Sorry.
Oh, great.
I
No.
know Alzheimer's.
Yeah, no, because I remember as a kid, I don't know, it like some things just felt rewarding that I don't feel rewarded with this game. For example, when you level up your Pokemon, every Pokemon just levels up automatically. It's like an auto leveler, you
Yeah.
know?
It was the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. Did you play
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Right.
They gave your starter Pokemon like increased stats, the Eevee or Pikachu, and it had its special move.
Yeah.
It just one shot everything.
Yeah.
So they gave
No.
you like a starter that could just one shot everything.
No, the most bullshit part about Eevee, I really enjoyed Eevee to be fair, but like the most bullshit part about Eevee was I did an Eevee only run on stream once because it's just so fucking easy. But like in some of the Pokemarts you go to, there's just this dude who's like, I can teach your Eevee any move of any type
Oh my God.
for free. Which one would you like? It's like fire move, and it's like, and they're like really fucking powerful moves as well. So it's like, what's the catch? And it's like, no catch. It's because you talked to me. It's like,
my God.
oh, good. And I think I did the Eevee only run in like 4 hours. It was like one of the easiest fucking games ever. I only did it because I like Eevee.
So when did it like? Was it after Pokemon Ruby that everything started to just get easy?
I
Like,
think,
'cause
I
don't
think
remember it.
the original Diamond and Pearl was still like in that same difficulty range.
Right.
I reckon it was around like X and Y, like 6th gen,
Right.
where they introduced like the whole like experience sharing and like the really like holding your hand element. Because Sun and Moon was just so like ridiculously easy. And
Right.
same with Sword and Shield as well. And then every other remake since then has just been like baby mode.
I remember when I was a kid in the games. This is like boomer. I remember when I was back in my day.
Every
game was just fucking impossible. And it was shit.
Yeah, right.
But now we've gone too far.
I remember crying trying to beat the first stage of Mega Man 2. You know.
I remember I had a game on Game Boy. Right. It was Dalmatians 101. Hardest fucking game I've ever played in my life.
Dude, the Disney games on Game Boy Advance were so hard.
Not even Game Boy Advance, like Game Boy.
Oh, Game Boy.
Game Boy.
Oh shit.
This shit was impossible. I don't even know what the fuck I was doing. Like this is how shit games were back then. Like I didn't even tell you the objective.
Yeah.
You just have to go around and figure shit out. You don't know what kills you. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't even remember. I didn't even see Quell Deville once in that game. I was just going around this fucking thing.
Just the last boss, right?
It was like a construction site, and I was one of the fucking dogs, and I was like, "What is this shit?" And I remember like accordions were killing me. I'm like, what is this game? Like, I just don't understand. Like back then, they used to just put shit.
Was it one of those like unlicensed Disney games?
No, it was an actual license.
Oh my god!
This is back when like licensed games were just like just put a platformer and just make it impossible.
Yeah,
That's
it was back then where it was like take the IP, put it into the Mario universe, change the fucking design a little bit, you have a game. Because that's what the Mickey Mouse game was, the one that I scammed to my friend.
Basically.
It was like it was basically just a Mario platformer, but it was stupidly hard.
I also remember I had this like PS1 game, and it was like a Shrek game. And it was like a Shrek picnic game or something, right? And I'm sure Shrek enthusiasts can inform me about this game, right? I remember the whole point of this game was to like, you were assembling like, I could be describing this completely incorrectly, like the parts to your picnic.
Yeah.
And you had to go and like beat bosses and shit, but like nothing worked in the game, I remembered.
Hold on, I have to look this up.
Can we Google Shrek?
It doesn't sound like a real game.
Shrek PS1 games.
Okay.
Google it right now.
Let's go Shrek.
And I just remember it was like a fever dream, this game. Like the polygons were so
Is it
shit.
Shrek Treasure Hunt?
That's it. This game, right? I remember I played this game.
Oh my god!
There was like one polygon in this whole game.
Hey yo, that looks like ass.
What is that?
Can I read the
What is
synopsis of this game? I want to... What is it?
Go to the
It has a
Wikipedia.
actually has good ratings.
Yeah.
It's 78% liked this video game. What is it? What's the synopsis? Could we read the synopsis of this game?
Shrek Treasure Hunt.
Gameplay. Oh, plot.
Yeah.
As Shrek is preparing a picnic with Fiona, the three blind mice steal all the picnic equipment, such as foods and drinks. So Shrek must go on an adventure doing mini-games to get the items back before Fiona arrives. But I remember it was like a bunch of mini-games, right? And these mini-games just like were all broken. They didn't work.
I love games with these kinds of shitty plots because you can just imagine it. Just being like, Fiona, I have to go get
I just remember the camera was like unusable and it kept bricking my PS1. And then eventually it like just broke. And I was so close to the end of this game, I was distraught.
Like,
I was
what's the last picnic item?
I couldn't believe it. I remember you have to go to like some castle or something to fight these fucking mice or some nonsense like that. And I was just so angry that I couldn't finish it. I
have to find that and play it.
You got to play it, bro.
That sounds amazing.
It's a great game. It's shit.
You should stream it.
I guess I should. Maybe I'll stream it if you want me to.
I want to see it.
I actually have a game recommendation though that I found.
Okay.
It is a JRPG though.
All right.
I'm
But
listening.
it is called 13 Sentinels. I think.
I've heard of that.
Have you heard of that?
Yes.
So I found this by like complete fucking accident because
Right.
I'm just like trying to look through my game library of like games that sound interesting, and I just kind of downloaded it on a whim because I'm just like anime game, brilliant.
Yeah.
It's not Pokemon anymore.
Finally.
Well, I say that, but Pokemon's an anime game. It's not technically. But I downloaded it and it is got a really fucking interesting concept.
Right.
So
Story.
how I can best describe this, it's like if you take Bokurano and mix that with Steins Gate, right? Ooh. So the reason it's called 13 Sentinels is because you have basically 13 main characters, right? And so the way this story unfolds is that you're able to select a perspective of part of this main character. And the basis of this is at some point in the future, fucking kaiju come along and try to fucking destroy the world. And so these 13 kids have to save the world from this kaiju attack, right? But I think they fail or something.
Yeah.
So time travel exists, right? So you're playing this perspective, this game from like 13 different perspectives, and these perspectives like jump between timelines and universes depending on who you choose. And whose perspective you're on, and you think this would be a complete fucking mess, right? Like how can you tell a coherent story when you can choose between 13 different perspectives? Well, how the game works is that you can only progress to a certain amount of point in one person's perspective before you have to play another person's perspective. So one person's story route is unlocked by playing a certain part of another person's story route.
Right.
So the way you get delivered this story is like little by little, and you get to piece together what the fuck has happened between this entire fucking timeline. It's actually like insane.
That sounds cool.
Yeah,
it's
I remember my Twitch chat like telling me all about it, being like, "You'd fucking love
Does
this
it
game."
have good ratings?
it does have good ratings.
find
That's kind of why I downloaded
Aegis
it.
Rim, 13 Sentinels.
13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim.
Oh, it's an Atlus game. Of course, that's why it's good. Of course.
Yeah,
94%, pretty
yeah.
good.
So the
94%.
gameplay is kind of like a turn-based strategy. It's like the best way I can describe it is like
It looks gorgeous.
yeah.
That looks cute.
It looks really cute.
Yeah, it is a very Atlus game, I realize, because it's
Yeah.
basically a mix between a visual novel, but with gameplay elements to break up the story of that visual novel.
Switch version's coming out in April this year.
Ooh, okay. But
it's on PS4.
I highly recommend that, because that was just that was just something I played on the whim, because like I said, I give everything like 2 hours or something, try and grab me, and this one like grabbed me immediately. It has a very original storytelling method, and I'm about halfway through, and like they use like some of the twists and turns I've seen in the story are like fucking insane.
Atlus don't miss, man.
Yeah,
They really don't miss.
Yeah. So
Except that new Catherine game. That was shit.
I know more about the memes of the Catherine game than actual people that have played the Catherine game.
I played the new
Right?
Catherine game, and it was not that good.
Yeah, because it's weird, because like a lot of Atlus games, just I hear more about the Japanese side talking about it, but like I hardly ever hear anyone in the Western Hemisphere talking about it unless it's Persona.
Yeah.
That's because that's basically
Why the
just
Western
it.
Hemisphere?
Or the Western
The Western world.
the Western. I don't know why I said I don't know why I said hemisphere there.
Is it Japan in the Western Hemisphere?
Yeah,
Technically, anywhere can be in the Western Hemisphere, depending on where you look.
I kind of realized that.
I feel like I feel it's because like in the West, it's like it's a very core fan base for Atlus games, you know.
Yeah.
Because they are like the JRPG players. JRPG.
A lot of people are like, anime game, no thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they take
Donkey.
one. Yeah,
Rightfully
exactly.
so.
Yeah, they take one look at the visuals or like the concept, and they're just like, nope. I'd rather play Bang Bang Bang. Like this man, for instance.
You're talking to this man
I
right here.
understand. You know, there's a certain kind of expectation that comes with anime games that, in my
Yeah.
experience, is always the same.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
You
is.
always get that same feeling.
Yeah.
Even if the stories are different and the gameplay's different, something about it just always comes off as the same in my
Yeah.
mind. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
I
No,
don't,
it
I don't
is.
fault
No,
I don't fault people for thinking that though.
That's
because
what I like about it.
Yeah,
That's
you like the
like
consistency.
yeah.
I
That's
don't fault people for thinking that though, because that's exactly how I feel with a lot of FPS games,
Yeah.
where it's like the concept is different, but at the end of the day, it's still Bang Bang Bang.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I don't. It's
bang.
fine.
no, but
More
even like,
JRPGs for me.
but like even like Western-driven, story-driven games as well. It's just like I don't know. I guess it's the same reason why I'm into anime versus movies and TV shows, right? I mean, I will always watch a movie and TV show, but those aren't the core pieces of entertainment that I like. For example, like I remember playing The Last of Us, and it's a great game, but I just have like zero emotional attachment to it. Like
Right.
I play it and I can like objectively view as a
they're not anime.
Huh?
Is it because they're not anime?
I guess. I don't know.
If they were more anime, you'd be like, I care.
I don't know why. It was just the way Western storytelling works is that it's got like different tropes and a different method of storytelling, but I don't know why I gravitate more to like the anime style of storytelling, because I do think they do have a different style.
Oh,
you know
definitely.
What I mean?
Definitely.
Well, it's different cultures. So.
Yeah, different cultures and everything like that. And you know, the way Joel and Ellie were written as characters were great. They were great characters. I don't know. I just didn't emotionally attach myself to either of those characters, even though I could tell that they were great characters.
Why do you emotionally attach yourself more to anime characters then?
Because he's a weeb.
Like, there's got to be a reason, right? Like, what about the way that they did do their characters as more appealing.
I think it's because they're unrealistic. I
was going to say, because that's what bothers me.
Yeah. I like the fact that with anime characters, there's like a clear distinction between reality and fantasy, right? And I like having that easy separation in my mind where you can have great, really well-written anime characters that are still clearly like really fucking unrealistic. Like just take any fucking tsundere, for example.
Yeah.
You can have great written tsunderes, but at the end of the day, if you meet a real life tsundere, you're just going to think that they're a bitch. And why are they doing domestic violence on their like partner or whatever, right?
Do you think that the authors who are like writing these are intentionally making unrealistic characters, or they're intending to do real characters, but it just comes off as unrealistic?
I think it's all based on just like not only like the cultural understanding and like norm of that author, but it's also the fact that a lot of these authors are also hashing off other Japanese creations and other Japanese characters, right? So it's, they're like, I don't really know of many or any like Japanese author who takes direct influence from like Western stuff, for instance.
Yeah.
Right. Like the only one I can think of is like fucking Araki.
Yeah.
Which is why his characters are so fucking different compared to the traditional norm, like manga anime style of character. Right?
Yeah.
Not just like visually, but also like as like a characteristic of that particular person, right?
Yeah, like why is like so many anime set in high school? Why is that? Like, is that a cultural thing?
Yeah, it's a cultural thing.
Why so?
It's because it's, for a lot of people, like high school is kind of seen as like this basically like golden time.
It's depressing, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's really fucking depressing.
It's like, for a lot of people, high school is like, the whole thing of like in the West of like high school is like, usually movies that are based in high school in the West are based off bad memories.
Yeah.
Being like, oh man, my high school fucking sucked, blah, blah, blah. There were all these shit people, the jocks, the bullies, blah, blah, blah. Right? That's the norm in the West. In Japan, it's glorified because to a lot of people, high school was a really fun time with like friends they'll never get back. And like, because it's also the last years of that person being young and free.
I mean, I liked high school, but I wouldn't say
I liked
high
high
school
school.
in my life.
Well, exactly.
I think as well, in terms of like a storytelling like standpoint as well, like I feel like kids in high school or like kids going through puberty is just already a really interesting like character dynamic. Like you can get characters to get away with a lot of shit just because they're in puberty.
Yeah, but I feel like there are so many fucking shows and so many anime where you look at the characters and they could be in any fucking setting, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because like some of the shit that these high schoolers go through, they like go through like 2 world wars. They're like fighting Avengers level threats when they've reached the fucking 13 years old.
That's
and you're
clearly
like,
not a well-written character.
You know what I mean?
That's clearly just an author being like, I like high school settings. Let's put them in a high school, but don't actually take full advantage of it, unfortunately. But there's a lot of authors that take full advantage of like the high school characters and that whole setting and actually like work it into their characters and story. Mind you, that's the minority, in my opinion. A lot of them are just like high school, realistic, relatable with audience. Am I right? Let's throw them in there,
I watched Agretzko, the new season.
Oh,
That was good. That was good. Very refreshing.
Yeah.
Depressing as always.
Depressing as fuck, yes.
Which is great to see because it's like one of the only anime out there that will actually like commentate on adult life in Japan and be realistic about it.
It also says a lot when no one knows about it in Japan.
Yeah.
is that true?
It is absolutely unknown in Japan.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, like it is not popular at all. Probably because
is a
it's
shame.
too real.
It's a bit
in
too
Japan.
real.
It's
There's
too
so many,
real
like,
in Japan.
Very Japanese things in it as well.
Yeah.
Like it's so Japanese, but like it's such a good take on the Japanese work life.
Awesome.
How awful it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I mean, it's ironic that this is coming from the same company that made Hello Kitty, right?
just to put it into perspective, like how deep they're going. So in Japan, right, they have a thing called seishine, right?
Seishine, yeah.
Which is like an employee for life.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You can never fire this employee. They have to do something like really fucked, right?
Well,
like,
they have to leave on their own accord.
Yeah.
right, but like even the only way they can get fired is if they actually do something like illegal, right? Right?
The only way they can leave the
you
company
cannot
is
be
by
fired.
going to jail.
You could literally do the shittiest job on earth. Like you could like not turn up and you cannot be fired, right?
Yeah.
So in Japan, obviously, because they
Talk about
decided
job security.
So yeah, so obviously, if you told that to anyone in any Western country, they'd be like, "I don't think that sounds like a good idea." And
Because it's not.
Because it's not. It's not. Like let's just be honest. Obviously, job security is good, and that's good.
Yeah.
But like, it's a terrible idea for any business, right? Like you
Yeah.
need to be able to get rid of employees.
Yeah, of course.
But obviously in the West, it's a little, especially in some places, they're a little too happy to fire employees.
Yeah.
So, there has to be a balance, right?
It's a balance.
Anyway, there's a whole arc or like story in the new season. I won't spoil who it is or what it is, but there's a character who, because they can't fire him, they just relocate him to some shithole and don't give him any work.
Yeah.
And they basically just like morally make him want to quit. And it's a whole thing, and it's pretty fucking dark.
That's the only way that Seishane can quit.
Yeah,
So
that's
they
what
basically just pressure them.
yeah, they bully you.
Yeah,
into
they
quitting.
bully you to quitting.
Yeah, so there's a whole thing where they like just make him fuck off and like make him, because obviously people want to be valued, right, when they do work, right? And if you're just not doing anything, you're gonna be like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Obviously, if I was there, I'd be like, fantastic. I can catch up on all my shows.
Fantastic. Let's just play Apex.
That's why it works in Japan. It doesn't work. I'm like, you telling me I can just do whatever I want for 8 hours and you're going to give me the salary?
I can watch the latest Agretzko season.
Yeah, see ya. I'm like, thanks for the paycheck. This is why I'm never going to be hired full-time, Seishan. Now that I've said that, this is bad.
Maybe that's for the better.
Yeah, true. But yeah, they go into some really dark stuff, and it's a shame that it's not being Japan because I feel like it could make waves. Maybe it's too real. Like Joe
I think it is. I think it's just purely the fact that a Japanese person will look at that and be like, I don't want to see this because it's just going to remind me of reality. And to a lot of Japanese people, that's not the reason why they watch anime.
There was like really one fucking dark bit. I mean, I think I'm sure you can remember it in the new season, right?
Oh.
Can I spoil it? I won't say who it is. I'll just say what happens.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should.
You can't say that?
Nah.
Really? Is it that bad?
It's a bit of a twist.
All right.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the
It's pretty
just
bad.
watch
It's pretty dark.
just watch the latest season. It's fucking amazing.
Honestly, Agretzko is like killing it.
I've heard mixed reviews about the 4th season, actually.
Really?
Some people have said that it
too
feels
dark?
like it's said everything it's needed to say now, and it's
Yeah.
getting it's like they're trying a lot to like bring something new on the table.
First 5 episodes, really good.
Yeah.
Last 5 episodes, boring as shit. Like completely unnecessary. I didn't like it. That's how I felt. At least,
Yeah.
right? I felt like they had a good thing going, and then they just
It
like,
definitely it fizzles out at the end. Yeah.
Right.
But
also-
it's still a solid season though.
I also watched all of Mushoku Tensei.
Ooh.
Watched all
Oh,
of it.
Look at you
season-
watching
season
anime.
I said I was going to all of it. All of it. 1 and 2.
Round of applause. Round of applause.
Thank you. After I said I would, and everyone was like, Connor's not going to watch it. And then there was a bunch of comments that were like, I hope Connor doesn't watch it because I know he's going to hate it.
Did you hate it?
No,
Wow.
I liked it.
Wow.
I liked it.
Okay.
I thought it was good.
Okay.
I thought it was good. Honestly, yeah, it was really good. I can see why people think I would hate it.
Yeah.
Because the first episode, I was like, all right, weird champ. All right. I mean, listen. The way it starts is fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
Because he gets isekai'd as you do because it's the first isekai, right? That's all I
Yeah.
knew about it. It was the only thing I knew about the show is that it was the first
And
isekai.
I feel like whenever Connor hears isekai, like
I
fucking
hate it.
flashbacks of like
Yeah.
me talking like in
Yeah,
talking in his ears.
basically. And so I went into this with an open mind. I didn't read any reviews. I didn't watch any videos. I don't know anything about Mushoku Tensei. Right?
Yeah.
All I know is that everyone hypes it up.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll watch it. Be me, right? First episode, right? I'm watching this thing.
Yeah.
And he gets isekai'd as a toddler. First thing he does is starts like admiring like the woman's tits, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake! This is the show that everyone's hyping up. This is it. This is it.
He didn't just admire the tits. He like makes a shrine out of like one of their panties, right?
Yeah. So the whole first like 2 episodes was just him being like an incel.
I completely forgot that. That was the one episode I've just like erased from my
Because
mind.
like he's like an incel in the life
Yeah,
before,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I was like, are we seriously just gonna watch a guy, another show where an incel just gets rewarded with like a massive cock in the new universe, bestowed confidence, magical powers, the most OP guy, and never has to overcome the fact that he has really unhealthy views towards women and sex and everything.
Yeah.
But this one was good because I felt like he actually at least somewhat learned that, hey, maybe the way I viewed women was kind of fucked up in the past.
Yeah.
And I was like, Holy shit! It can be done. Anime can do it.
Not only was this the first isekai, but it was the first self-realized incel.
On top of that, it was a good show. And I was like, this is great. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Because not only was the world building amazing,
Yeah.
I was really like into the world. I
Yeah.
loved all the characters. You know, even the parents who they easily could have just been like, oh, it's just fucking parents.
Yeah,
Fuck
I was really
they
surprised.
built everything up.
Yeah, I was really surprised when the parents were just characters. Because normally you see like anime parents are just like half the time they're not even fucking there.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And I remember watching.
and
the
when they are there, you can't see their eyes.
yeah,
Right?
I was remember like watching because I'm like so used to like isekai speed running this shit, right? Where it's like he gets transported, starts like getting the girl, starts beating up the dudes. I'm like 5 episodes into Mushoku Tensei. I'm like, what the fuck? He's still with the parents? What the fuck is going on? What's going on? And then I realized, wait a minute. I'm actually getting invested in the family dynamic and the family story and stuff like that.
It really is like the slow cooker of isekai, isn't it? Whereas everything else is just like a microwave, you know.
Can I spoil one minor plot point? It's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal, but just spoiler
Spoiler
alert.
warning.
Spoiler warning. The moment I knew the show was built different, really, was just sitting there, you're like watching episode 6 or 7, it just starts and it's like the first thing that happens is it's like normal family life is like the husband has cheated on the wife with the maid and she's pregnant. And I'm like, the fuck is this show doing? Like, what the fuck is going on? And there was like a whole point where like our 10-year-old protagonist was diffusing this Jerry Springer episode. And I'm like, what is happening in this show? What is is this an isekai or Jerry Springer? Like, and it's like, you are not the parent. And then I said, yeah!
Just a backflip.
I'm like, what's going on? Like, I was like, is this good? This is good, right? I think this is fun. This is great.
Yeah.
And then they actually get into like world building later on, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, what I like about it is that it does take that time to like build up shit with like all this like Jerry Springer shit, just to say like, hey, dad's kind of an asshole as well. He can do fucking bad things, you know. He ain't the perfect human being, and then like it helps. It just like it all plays a part into like his journey, I guess. And I think the biggest down point was you finish the first season, and you're like, this story hasn't even begun.
Yeah, I thought I missed an episode or something when it ended. I was looking because I thought, I'm on episode 11. It must be 12 because it ended so abruptly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, where's the it's episode 12. And then I was set on the new season. I was sad because I mean that I had one less episode.
You're ahead of me. I've only seen first season.
Second season's amazing.
Yeah.
Second season's really good.
Second season where you get so much of the payoff of what was like the world building that's built up from the first season.
I would be quite annoyed if I watched it and season 2 wasn't out because I think I'd feel blue balled.
Yeah.
But it was a great show. Like again, like I can't give credit enough, but the fact that they actually like
Did something different.
Did something different and it worked, and the fact that this is like the first isekai, which just makes me like really concerned.
Yeah, it's like, why did they not take the good parts of this show?
So like, what I can't understand is how they take this concept of like the main guy being an incel, right? Because that's what he is, right? I'm just gonna keep saying it. I absolutely hate these characters as well, right? Because what's up?
Correction. I mean, technically, the light novels were like ReZero and like.
Yeah, I was going to correct him afterwards. So it's not the first isekai, but it's one of the most prominent isekais that popularized
the genre.
a lot of the tropes.
So popularized the genre. Okay, okay. Why when so let's say this is like one of the first big ones, right? If everyone is trying to take from this, why do they take all the worst aspects, right? Because isekai to me is like I said earlier, it's just dudes who like don't have to ever like address the fact that they were shitty in the life before, and they just get a free do-over where they get everything done for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird seeing, like, because it was weird watching this after watching so many isekai that have been inspired by this show. Because with most genres, you have, like, the progenitor, right? The thing that popularized a lot of the tropes. And by the time you watch
nice
it...
word, progenitor.
Progenitor.
Ooh.
Doesn't even sound like a real word.
Where'd you pull that one out of, Garnt?
By the time you watch that one, right, you've already seen all the tropes before. So you're like, well, this just feels dated now. Like, I don't get why everyone hyped this thing up in the first place. Because by the time you see it, everyone's already done all the tropes differently and better, right? Yeah. But with Mushoku Tensei, it's like so many stories just missed the point of why the isekai is the way it is. You know, why is it an isekai in the first place? Well, it's because he's transported to another world to give himself another chance at life. And people, and a lot of stories took that as just, oh, let's just put this guy in a fantasy world and just disregard the fact that he had a previous life, you know? That's just, there's so many subtle things about Mushoku Tensei as a story that I feel just got lost over time in like the different iterations of isekai that came after it. And that's not to say there's not other isekai shows that's come after it that haven't been good, but like it seems like
there are a dime a dozen.
Like the fact that he had to
it just seems like so many stories just took the surface level elements of this story without really thinking about why those elements were there in the first place.
This is like, maybe ReZero did this a little bit, but not to the same extent. But like, this is the only other isekai that I've watched. I'm sure there are others that have done it, where like he actually had to like deal with the trauma and fears that he had in his past life carried over into this one. Because like, let's say you come into this new life, right, and you were scared of snakes. You're not going to be magically not scared of snakes. You got the same brain, right? Like he's still scared of going outside. And I like that they had to deal with that. Like I love that he had to work through all of his issues. Of course, I wanted the plot to go ahead, and I wanted him to like become OP and like kill everything and become the Giga Chad. But I also wanted to see him actually have to work through this shit.
You wanted it to be believable when it happens, right?
And it's so much better payoff when you get to see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like I was also at the point when I was like, I'm enjoying this, but when's the plot going to happen? And then I've slowly come to realize that whenever an episode is labeled turning point, I'm just like, fucking put your seatbelts on, boys, because some shit is going to go down. Like, and I've heard from like light novel readers that they're just like, oh, just wait till you get like to turning point 4 or 5 or something. I'm like, there's turning point 5? What is going on?
So good.
Basically just a drift course at that point.
It's great. It's like, I love shows that are confident in their world, you know, and like they don't need the characters to be the world. It's like they are so
the world
confident.
lives independently from the characters.
It's like we just happen to be following some characters in this world that's interesting. We could follow any of the characters and you still have a great time. I honestly give it like a 9 out of 10 so far.
God, I feel like a proud father right now.
I love it. It's a great show. Honestly, it's so good. Like if you're like me and you're so done with isekai, I would give this one a shot. It is genuinely worth it.
When's this episode coming out?
This one?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Probably the end of the month, right?
End of the month?
End of the month. February?
What's happening?
I think early
Maybe
February.
first week of February.
First week of February?
Why? What's up?
Out on the first week of February, yes.
All right.
Yeah, that's why I gave Mushoku Tensei my anime of the year. I just didn't want to spoil that.
No, I mean, I understand. I feel like, I mean, I haven't watched like Odd Taxi or anything like that yet, but I mean, I was watching it and I'm like, God damn, they're just doing everything right. I don't know. I can't complain about anything.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I put it above that was Arcane as the best show of this year.
It's been 0 days.
Literally.
Arcane, okay. Arcane maybe is better. I don't know. Arcane's pretty damn good though.
Arcane's pretty damn good. But yeah, I mean that's I'm so fucking happy. I'm so fucking happy that
it's like when your son finally starts getting an interest towards like football or like.
Is this what gratification feels like? Oh,
are you happy? What if I came in there guns blazing and shit? Can't stand
I honestly thought you wouldn't like it.
Why? Why do you think that?
Because like a lot of the characters, like I said before, they are well written characters, but a lot of them are like very tropey. You know, very.
There are some.
Very tropey, but I still think like they're well written characters. But I just thought you'd look at that and you'd just be like, not a fucking Cinderella with like red hair.
I mean, she was annoying.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. She was probably my least favorite character out of all the characters.
Yeah,
I felt like, you know.
It is hard to look past the tropes sometimes.
Didn't really like the main character much, actually.
I didn't really like him as well. Well, I kind of liked...
But I understand why he's not... I don't think his intention was to make him likable from an audience perspective.
Yeah. I actually think, who's the character the character I liked the most actually was the Spurd.
I love the Spurd.
Like the green... The greenhead guy. Ryuji. Yeah.
He was sick.
Yeah.
Like you said, I like the languages that they actually spoke languages.
I know, right?
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was really refreshing.
Yeah.
For once where you're like, wait, are they speaking a foreign language? Because they're always just speaking Japanese. I can't figure the fuck out.
Because I remember when they were speaking, I'm just like, when are they going to switch to Japanese?
It's just like world building, man. It's It just makes you like invest in this fucking place. And then, it pays off when he learns how to speak these languages.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
oh my God.
Oh my God, this is what it's like to learn a language and speak it in a reasonable amount of time.
It's like the real world.
It's like the real world.
Holy shit. Who would have fucking thought?
I have so much of an appreciation for that, knowing what he went through to learn that fucking language.
This is one of those shows where I'm actually glad it's a light novel before it's an anime or anything, because I think that it's really going to benefit from being in like a long form written.
Yeah, so you can hash out the details.
So they can really get like the world set. Because sometimes when shows come this big, right, they kind of get to the point where they're like, oh, we gotta get the seasons out. Come on, people. It's the hot shit. Come on, we gotta finish it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I hope the anime, because I'm not gonna read the light novels because the anime is so good. And why would I?
Yeah, I mean, like the anime is so good. The production values were like insane.
Yeah.
Like some of the animation.
Season 2, the jump from season 1 to 2 was definitely noticeable. I noticed that it got better. Like it looked a lot crisper.
Yeah. I mean, it's just an all-round amazing production.
Watch Mushoku Tensei.
Watch Mushoku Tensei.
I'll definitely have to watch season 2.
I've been talking about it for fucking ever, and I'm like so fucking happy right now. I'm happy. You know what, Connor? Maybe I'll play Apex now. I'm gonna play Apex. Maybe I'll play. When's our Apex stream, Connor?
How many hours?
You're like that dad that's like, son.
How many?
I'll do something you like this time.
I'll count the exact runtime of Mushoku Tensei. That's how many hours you have to play Apex for. That seems fair. That seems fair.
All right. When this episode airs, I'll play Apex with you.
There we go. There we go. Content.
He's finally the Titan has fallen.
Because I've got a second channel now, guys, and we've all got a second channel that we upload to, right?
No, it's just the Garnt channel is just going to turn to an Apex channel.
I uploaded every other day on that channel.
Every other day.
Yeah.
Fuck me, man. How did you have that much content?
Streaming.
Streams every day.
I have a backlog as well on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I took all of January off. I didn't upload any videos in January.
Yeah.
Or maybe one. I don't know. Because this is before the end of January.
Yeah.
So
I'm just like, how are you saying this when we are right in January now?
Now I have to commit.
Because all my plans always go correctly without any backfiring.
Yeah, definitely.
This might be a Curb Your Enthusiasm moment.
Yeah.
I took a month off. And it was pretty chill, really. Weird waking up and not thinking about YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Kind of just thinking, I might stream later. I might play some games, go gym,
live a life.
Yeah, live a life. Have a fucking life for once.
Yeah, because I noticed that you two haven't really thought so much about your upload schedule as you did before. Is that
just for this month? I just
for your main channels, at least.
Yeah.
I just want to take a month off and get some stuff in order. I've got a bunch of videos that are really big that I need to finish.
Yeah.
And I know that if I'm trying to do them weekly, it'll be a mess. So I just want to get them. I've got like 3 big videos in the works at the moment.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get them all done, and then hopefully February will be a nice roll in. Probably gonna do a bunch more back to normal.
Do you feel like after you do the big projects that you're just going to go back to your normal upload schedule, or are you going to focus more on streaming now?
Maybe I'll miss a week here and there, not feel too guilty about it. I'll probably try and do 3 a month. I think that'll be my soft target.
3 a month.
Yeah, I'll probably try and do once a week, but we'll see
just
how it
above
goes.
my upload schedule, actually.
Well, I feel like if I miss a week, it's not a big deal. I'm like now, right, on my phone, I checked the other day because I was like, I haven't uploaded in like 2.5 weeks. I wonder if anyone's saying anything. No one's commented anything.
No, of course
So
not.
clearly nobody misses me, so I'll be all right.
That's exactly what I realized when I realized, I don't have to do an anime of year video on the new year.
Yeah.
And I could just wait a few weeks, and people were just like, great, I'll still watch your content.
Who would have thought that the only ones who care about our timetable is us and no one else?
I mean, I feel like when you do weekly, it does push you a bit more. You do do good
stuff. Yeah, of course. But I feel it also limits yourself to like what you could actually be doing, right?
Yeah.
So, which is why like this year for me, I'm definitely going to like slow it down and just like really focus on like making each video as big as possible.
Yeah.
And then for everything else, like, I got Trash Taste and like my second channel and stuff like that. So
yeah,
whatever.
It's like, what is the main channel anymore when Trash Tasting?
This is the main channel now. Let's be real.
This is where the big ideas are going.
This is where it's all going.
We're doing more specials this year. We're going to fucking stream every week. You heard it here first.
Well, this is
I hope this doesn't become Paul H thing.
Yeah, I really, I'm saying it publicly.
Obviously,
so
there'll be breaks.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah. But yeah, I think for all of us, like for this year, like definitely Trash Taste is like slowly becoming more of the priority. I think when it comes to just like making cool shit.
Yeah,
because we enjoy it.
Because we enjoy it, and who knew that just having a job with your best mates is fun?
Pretty chill.
God forbid.
Have a curry every week. That's life.
Speaking of watching anime, I know a bunch of people who have also been watching anime very publicly. It's probably very old news by the time this episode gets released.
It was the dumbest shit of 2022 so far.
But
2022 has just begun. We're already taking an L.
But yeah, basically, at the time of recording, Pokimane has been banned for watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and also Disguised Toast has also been banned for watching Death Note, I believe, on their Twitch streams to their tens of thousands of viewers. And by the time this gets released, maybe more people will be banned, maybe not. I don't know, but it's definitely sparked a discussion about copyright and DMCA, and
I think people online are calling it the TV meta, which I couldn't fucking believe was a real thing. Polygon wrote this article that was like, "Oh, this guy says he was just testing out the TV meta." And I think my favorite comment I saw on a quote retweet was like, calling it the TV meta is like shooting yourself in the head and calling it the gun meta.
No. LimeWire wasn't piracy. It was just engaging in the music meta.
The TV meta strat is pirating.
Pirate Bay doesn't do that. So dumb. It's
so dumb. It's the dumbest argument.
It's crazy, like watching stuff like the Totally Not Mark, right? With like Toei.
yeah,
Just like nuking his channel.
Yeah.
For like talking about One Piece.
Yeah, for not even breaking DMCA.
You know, and then, the Twitch streamers just go and watch the entirety of Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, because I remember like when I first heard about this, I thought it was actually just like a joke.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a parody article. I'm just like, where's the Onion article? And then I log on to Twitch. And then I see one of like the biggest streamers on the platform. I'm just gonna fuck. I saw XQC. Streaming Hunter x Hunter like in its entirety.
To like 100,000 people.
And I'm just like, I was watching because I was like, is there a meme? Like, where's the meme come? And then I slowly realized, oh, they weren't joking. People are actually doing this. And then Connor informed me that Ludwig had already made a video about it. And I think what bothered me was that people were like calling him out for calling other people out for being like, why are you narking on people or something like that? And I'm just like, imagine you're like broadcasting a football match in a football stadium that you don't own, because that's what the equivalent of it is, right? They're broadcasting this to like 90,000 people, and one guy's like, is that allowed? And like, and people are just actually like, shh, don't tell people. And it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? There's 90,000 people watching this right now. How can you snitch on someone when there's 90,000 people watching this one fucking thing?
It's so dumb. And the fact that people are trying to argue it's fair use or anything is just so stupid.
Oh, the fair use argument's ridiculous.
I understand, right? Because a lot of the viewers who are watching this probably enjoyed it. They probably loved watching XQC watch Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sure everyone would love to watch us watch JoJo. Unfortunately, we can't do that. Because one, we're not fucking dumb. We don't just watch shit in its entirety.
We'd literally be breaking the law.
I did a watch along of JoJo on my stream, the new season. But I didn't show the visuals. I didn't show audio. I showed a timestamp. You can go to your Netflix and we can watch along. It's not as good. Of course it sucks because you can't see it. But it's against the law to do that. And also we live in Japan. We'd probably actually be thrown in jail if we did that.
Oh yeah, no, you will. You will.
It's just like what annoyed me the most about it was, again, like it was people trying to be like, it was very like tribal in a sense where they were like, you can't say my stream is bad for doing it. They were just watching, it doesn't do any harm. So what if they get banned? It's like, because that streamer already makes like $5 million a year. Of course they don't give a fuck if they get banned. But like, what about the guy, there's other smaller streamers who maybe enjoy the freedoms of the current copyright system where they can kind of, toe the line a little bit safer, not watching stuff, but maybe I can show YouTube.
A clip.
Remember, you couldn't watch YouTube on Twitch before. You can now. And even then that's controversial. But I just feel like it's selfish of like the bigger creators who already are well established, don't have to worry about income or anything.
And they can get away with it as well because they're big. Right?
And they'll come back, they'll get banned, they'll come back. They don't give a shit. If
anything, them getting banned is just more publicity to them.
Yeah, because that's why, right? It's like you can get banned and you're a headline and people are like, oh my God, you're banned. That's so crazy. We'll come back and like, you'll get even more viewers and you come back. It's like, it's just, I don't know. It just seems selfish to me.
It is.
And the fact that everyone's trying to call it a meta and play a joke with it and stuff is really frustrating. When we work in Japan, right? We talk a lot with the anime companies and try and work with them and try and convince them that YouTubers and stuff aren't psychopaths and can't be trusted.
I think that's what like bothered me the most.
Yeah.
Which is like, as someone who does make content that really does require fair use and a strong argument for fair use, even I think like sometimes I'm still like touting the line sometimes with how companies view my content, right? Because it's such a new concept that it's going to take time to like convince big companies that, hey, please don't strike my stuff because it is under fair use. And when you have like shit like this, and then on the other end of the spectrum, you have people just broadcasting licensed TV shows, movies, anime, whatever. It's just what's going to happen is that it's just going to make it harder for the fucking 60, 70-year-old guy looking at new content to be like, well, I guess everyone's just broadcasting my shit, right? Well, I guess I should strike down everyone. What is the thing that's going to happen is that it's going to make it hard for big corporations to tell the difference between what is fair use and what isn't. Because when there's people who are abusing the system, because this is an abuse of the system, then it's just going to be harder for the guy who is actually trying to stay within the system to prove that he is actually staying within the system.
Yeah, I feel there's just so many like YouTubers and Twitch streamers, just content creators who are like, you know, doing our best to like at least try and like, as you were saying, like show the Japanese corporations being like, hey, you know, fair use is a thing. We're not using your stuff all the time for malicious intent. We do it because we genuinely love it. We want people to know about it. But we will follow the rules that are laid out as much as we can. But at the same time, you know, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. You know, like kind of like, forgive me sometimes, you know? But now, with this whole fucking TV meta bullshit, if I feel all that effort is just gone back to zero.
Yeah, especially on Twitch.
I mean, if worse,
speculating,
you know?
of course, but like obviously, like it could really
it's a
damage
matter of
things,
time,
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
the music industry did it with Twitch. Eventually, they were like, "Oh shit, you shouldn't be streaming music. It's not good." And people are like, "Whatever, I'm testing out the music meta," you know?
Yeah, because like the other thing that bothered me is that you know, you can't really feign ignorance because there is a precedence for this. YouTubers have felt it for fucking years with their copyright system, even Twitch streamers. And I know a lot of Twitch streamers like complained a lot when they had their DMCA controversy with the music thing that happened, right? Where basically every piece of music just got claimed, and you couldn't even play some games because some of the music was copyrighted.
Which was bound to happen anyway.
Yeah, which was bound to happen.
YouTube had been dealing with that for years.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know, I don't know. It's very entitled, you know, and that's what it is. It is entitlement. A lot of the streamers that were doing this, they're just like, don't give a fuck. Because why would they? They don't mind. They get the headlines, they get the views, they already got paid, they already have these contracts with these companies.
And they know they'll come back.
Yeah, they know they'll come back.
Because they get special treatment, exactly.
Yeah, and then you have like people on the other side of the fence, people like Totally Not Mark, who like, if you don't know the story behind what happened with Totally Not Mark, I believe like Toei striked hundreds of his videos at once.
It was over 150.
Over like 150 videos at once. Some of them not even like having any copyrighted material on there. Right, some of them were just like, I believe his face or like him drawing stuff.
Some of them were drawings of Dragon Ball characters that he
yeah. And so his channel basically got completely, like, so many of these videos got completely wiped away, and he was like fighting tooth and nail to like try to get in contact with Toei to be like, please Toei, bring my videos out of copyright jail, please. This is fair use. And I believe that even now it's not been sorted.
No,
I believe now
he basically just like gave up.
Yeah, I believe he just gave up.
Which is so fucking heartbreaking because I think like a third of his channel just disappeared.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
it's like, could you imagine that? It's just like years of work just gone.
Yeah, and that to me is just like, well, it's like there's this guy fighting tooth and nail to try and prove that his videos are fucking fair use and his videos do deserve to be on the platform.
And they are fair use.
Yeah, to like a company that doesn't know the difference between fair use and not. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have other people who are abusing the system to be like, well, you know, whatever, the ban hammer's coming down, I don't care. I can take like a 2-day vacation, a month vacation, whatever. And the people who feel the repercussions are the people who are like on the lower end of the tier list with, let me rephrase that.
Low end of the spectrum.
Lower end of the spectrum of Twitch streamers. The smaller content creators. That's the fucking word I was looking for. The smaller content creators.
The smaller boys.
You know, a lot of these, the bigger content creators, you know, I know, or, you know, I think highly of, and it was just kind of sad seeing them do this, and like some of them just not caring. And I was just like, this is just sad. Like, you know, I also just think you should be a good example.
Yeah.
Like, why not just like make stuff? I don't know. Like,
because what's going to happen is the big streamers do it, then everyone goes, oh, if the big streamer is doing it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
But of course, they don't realize those big streamers, if they get in trouble, all they'll get is a slap on the wrist. If the smaller creator does it, they're probably fucking permabanned.
Yeah. Because I'm just like, to preface this, this isn't like us trying to start drama with any of the content creators that did this, because a lot of the content creators I actually respect as content creators, you know.
Yeah.
It was like Connor said, I was just a bit disappointed that they didn't.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
They didn't set a better example because I know that, you know, we're all content creators. We know what's going on here, you know. We know what the repercussions are going to be, or that what they could be. So it's just like I couldn't understand why they were poking the hornet's nest, I guess.
And some of them were doing it, intentionally trying to get banned as well.
Right.
Some of them admitted that they wanted to be banned.
Right.
Because it's good for headlines as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a bigger name and you have more websites, you know, because there are websites that are just dedicated to, you know, literally just talking about Twitch streamers.
Yeah.
And they like post these articles. I get them recommended to me all the time on Google.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
just
Yeah,
like,
of course.
you won't believe what Ludwig said. And it'll be like, Ludwig's like, I like Jump King. It's like, I hate these articles. They're so shit.
But it's
Welcome
publicity.
to journalism.
It's a little thing called independent journalism.
But it's like, how have you then, you know, at least taken clickbait and not even made it somewhat interesting? Now it's even more boring.
No, because
God.
like I think what the other thing that made me like lose brain cells when I was like scrolling on my Twitter to see what the reaction was the amount of people who were calling out people who were like basically saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't, you know, stream or broadcast anime and movies to like your audience or whatever. And anyone who said that was
It's
basically
weird,
basically called out to being like a corporate bootlicker or something like that, you know, or just like, why are you defending the corporations? And it's just like this. It turned the argument into something completely different because we all know DMCA is like a decade-old fucking law that is outdated for how the internet works, right?
Yeah.
We're content creators. We know that there are so many things that are broken about the DMCA system. We know that, but that's a separate issue to what is going on here.
Yeah.
You know, a system can be broken and people can also abuse the system at the same time. They don't have to be mutually, they don't have to be the same thing. They can be mutually exclusive. And just seeing people try to defend this just like kind of just made me fucking lose
It was
brain
weird.
cells.
It was really weird
Yeah.
seeing how open everyone was like, yeah, no, of course it's okay. And I'm like,
Yeah.
just because you like it doesn't mean it's okay.
And just because you can't be bothered to go into Google and look it up yourself, it's like...
Like, obviously, it would be sick to watch anime with 90,000 people live.
Oh, it would be sick.
fun
Yeah,
as
yeah,
fuck.
great.
I would love to do
Unfortunately,
that.
Yeah.
We can't. We're not allowed.
Until again,
You know-
these like IP holders understand that it's okay.
And we're not saying this shouldn't be the case. You know what? I would say that if a company wants to be fucking five heads, they would allow people. They would allow people to stream all their old fucking forgotten shows and bring it to a new audience. I think that would be a five-head move.
Yeah.
But until people allow it, it's still illegal. You know,
Yeah.
you're still putting risk on an entire platform that you're going to put the clamp down for all the content creators on that platform.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like that Japanese YouTuber who got to react to all of Attack on Titan and like got
Oh
permission.
yeah, Hajime, right?
He like
Yeah, yeah.
uploaded all of him.
Yeah, he had this deal with the Attack on Titan IP holders. I
crazy.
forgot
How
who
the
it
fuck
was.
did he get that?
And he was just like, "Oh yeah, so you got a second channel? It's got like 1 million subs. Just put all of Attack on Titan on it. You're allowed."
With him reacting.
Yeah, I
It was
saw
very-
that.
With
I saw
him
that.
reacting
Yeah,
to it,
it's-
and it
it's
was
actually
completely
insane.
legal.
You know what's crazy to me is that like the whole entire YouTube community, everyone online hated reaction channels.
Yeah.
They came down so goddamn hard on them in like 2015-16.
Yeah.
And then like, why is it different now? I don't understand.
Now everyone's
what
doing it.
happened? Like, is it because it's live? Is that the only difference? Like, I don't understand.
Twitch meta, the TV meta, the React meta,
The TV meta. The React meta.
I guess what we've learned, what we've learned is that it's a bad thing to do unless your favorite content creator is doing it. Then it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's a good message to end it on.
Good message.
Yeah.
I just want to go throughout like all of history and just start calling like the most despicable acts of human history just like a meta.
All right, do the outro, Joe.
All right. Well, if you guys, hey, you guys want to join the Patreon meta? Look at all these
dude.
patrons.
The 2T Patreon meta?
They're limit testing the Patreon meta right now, guys. If you want to join them, then maybe go to our Patreon, patreon.com/trashtaste. Also follow us on Twitter, send us your memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify. But yeah, God, TV meta is now my least favorite phrase of 2022.
NFT TV meta?
Yeah.
What about the NFT TV meta?
What about the NFT meta?
No, we're just going through the blockchain meta right now.
Gross.
All right.
Anyway, you've been watching Trash Taste. This has been the Trash Taste meta.
Join the Patreon meta. That's the new meta.
Yeah, the Patreon meta.
Yeah.
That's the other good meta.
And we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.